What the fuck is up, party
What's up,
people?
party people?
Go fuck yourself. What the fuck is up, party people? My name is Mystery, and welcome back to the FBL podcast. And yeah, it's been a minute. I think the last video we did was the second round of the playoffs, and then my video corrupted for the final week, so it just never got uploaded. But we're back, and we got a few announcements. So this time it should be weekly. Me and Jake are going to be hosting it. And Jake,
Hello.
you want to introduce yourself?
Jake and I, idiot.
Hi, I'm Jake, also known as Tough Luck, former back-to-back champion. Unfortunately, did not
Oh
make
my
it
God,
back,
no
but we
one
have
cares.
a new one here. But yeah, as Mystery said, I will be joining for the weekly podcast, kind of recapping the weeks. And as for this one, we'll be recapping the drafts and probably roasting quite a few teams.
Mm-hmm. Except for mine.
All of
and
them.
then we have Nick, the owner. Is he here? No?
Who's on mute?
Oh, there he is. There he is. All right.
Hello.
We got Nick,
Sorry.
the owner.
Hello.
Wow.
All right. Then we got
Great
Jamall,
intro.
who's like second-hand man kind of guy.
Yes, sir. It's your local goblin here. What's up?
Mr. Robot himself, Harris.
Black Lives Matter.
They do. Tristen,
Facts.
Thanks,
FBL
Harris.
Season 8 Minors champion, Tristen.
Why is he the only one that got a title when Jamall literally won D1?
Okay, winner of D1 last year, Jamall. There you fucking go. All right. James,
sir.
D2 finalist.
Greatest
Did you
dodge
win
in
out?
FBL history.
He didn't actually win.
Yeah.
Hey, James, are you here? James?
I am here.
All right, there we go. And D3 champion in convincing fashion. You've heard him already 15 times so far, Theo.
Yeah. You don't need an intro. You already interrupted everyone else's.
Yeah,
All right,
exactly.
so like Jake said before, we're going to
That's
go
a
through the
mystery.
drafts. We're going to talk about them, talk about maybe a little bit of schedules, kind of broad moves that people can make to improve their teams. Speaking of improving, we have the Totodiles, Aaron.
Total.
And his team is Lando T, Zorora, Mega Charizard X, Diancie, and then drops off Cliff, Decidui, Durant, Inteleon, Persian Alola, Toxicroak, Swoobat, and Totodile.
All right.
And you waste them on Decidui, Darren, and Teleon.
I got something. All right.
Why not get the positive out the way, man?
This team starts off strong, and then jumps off a cliff, and then jumps into an abyss, and then goes down to the center of the earth.
Just a molten lava.
And then it climbs back up because
Taking a
Totodile's
hold of
carrying
China at
this
this
team.
point.
It's bad because his bulky water is essentially Totodile. Like
Yeah, no, it's bulkier than Inteleon. We looked at it. It is.
his fairy resist is a Durant. Like
Huh?
his fairy resist is a Durant.
Yeah.
His dark resist is solely Diancie and Toxicroak. His dark is just a Persian.
Well, Persian's right there.
Dark
And
resist
then-
is like the least of his worries.
Wait, didn't he drop? I thought he dropped it Persian and Durant.
Oh, he
No,
did?
it's the way.
No,
And
it's
then
for this
Swoobat-
week because he did it
Retail,
after.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, his first like 3, I think the synergy isn't terrible. I mean, I have 2 of them on, so he kind of has like the me but Zero
You want
instead of
the
Coco. But then and like Diancie's cool, but after that it is fucking awful. All of these mons suck. I'm sorry. Decidueye's bad. Inteleon's bad.
Yeah.
Durant
If
sucks
you were
as a
gonna
steal.
draft these weird top Pokemon, he really needed to focus on grabbing synergistic low tiers because that's the only way they're going to function.
At least grab 6 good Pokemon.
Like grab a
And, like,
bulky water, grab a grass that makes
Here's
sense.
Yeah, like synergy bulk. That's what you usually.
I mean, I think at this point of the draft, he
travel.
still had access to things like Sarina and Vaporeon.
Yeah.
I don't like how
Could
his
have
ice
rounded out
resist.
bulk a lot better than this.
I don't like how his ice resist are Durant, Inteleon, and Totodile. Like, why?
It is so bad. For a team with Lando T, yeah, the ice resists are absolutely awful.
And his only rock resist is a fucking Toxicroak. Yeah, next.
Yeah, this team I think is one of the worst in D3, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
shitty
think there is a
hyper
way, like, a lot of these mons are high points. Like, Decidueye, Durant, and Teleon, you drop those, you can get, like, 2 good high-tier Pokemon and try to round out this roster a little bit.
I mean, there's a lot
Please.
invested in Diancie itself as well. Like, seeing Diancie is the 4th highest priced mon
Yeah,
on the
that
team
is kinda
not something
concerning.
should be a thing.
That's what I'm saying. There's another team we'll get to later. I think it's in it's in D2. Never mind. But there's another team that's like this where they just grab like a bunch of weird mid tiers. They don't make any sense instead of just drafting better Pokemon and getting a couple low tiers.
Yeah, like, instead
Well,
of
it's
having
like- I
I
will
will
say-
get another one. All right, Jake, you can go, my bad.
I will say, like, in his defense, this is Aaron's first draft league, and like he's been out of it for a couple generations, so I can understand like comfort picks. So for him to kind of be, like us to expect him in D3 to get a fully synergistic team is a little bit much.
I agree.
But this is definitely going to be a learning experience season. We'll see if he can like get prep down. I think that's the biggest thing, because he's definitely going to have negative matchup script like every game, unless if like Lando or Zard goes in. At least personally, I don't think Decidueye is like that bad. Durant couldn't have good matches if you like have the speed creep on everybody. But yeah, like defensively, it's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
There's not many
he's
things to switch in.
100% going to have to be relying on matchup. Like, yeah, you said Durant needs to have a great matchup. If Charizard X has a week where there's no switch-ins, like there's a way this team gets to 6 wins, but I wouldn't bet my money on it. I'll just say that.
I'm also seeing
don't
like,
really
oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Eris.
I was gonna say like the core typings that he needs defensively are like all offensive. For example, like Durant's the steel type. You need a defensive steel type, and Durant's just not it.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have the extra? Why do you need the extra?
Wait, you know what's funny?
I know this team.
You know what's funny? Literally, Durant's in 12 points. You want to know what else is in 12 points? And it's still Metagross. Metagross.
I'm not a
Yeah,
huge
but he
Metagross
chose
guy, but that is
Durant.
definitely better.
I mean, he can pick that up. It gives him another rocker. It gives him a psychic type.
Isn't
I don't
Reggie
understand
13?
why he wanted more speed when
Yeah,
he has
Reggie's
a Zero Aura and a Teleon and an
Exactly.
Overbird.
Like you didn't.
Like,
I also
Don't
think,
think
like you said, this is one of his first drafts, or like this is his first draft, and he's picked like the worst team style to do your first draft with, which is really prediction heavy, weird hyper offense.
Yeah, this is a bad mystery CD team.
also, one more thing I have to say.
All Mr. CD teams are bad. So
For drafting Charizard X, his removal is pretty mediocre. I mean, Lander's T and Decidueye are okay.
Doesn't
but they're not
Inteleon get
great.
defogged?
No,
It doesn't?
But
Okay.
Zard X is obviously
Swoobat
never
get defog.
Oh,
And then
God.
Swoobat's not a
I hope it doesn't
defogger.
come to any games, but
Hey, man, like the Calm Mind Store Power set, that goes hard.
all I'm saying,
no, it doesn't.
he could easily change this by getting Jellicent, which is a point less than Inteleon, and then picking up Registeel instead of Durant.
Is Reggie
I
still
thought
on the
maybe
board?
changing.
it might be actually.
Like,
Look
is
to the right,
Serena
Taylor.
still down?
Yeah, Taylor has it.
Oh fuck, never mind.
I mean, there's still
said
plenty of
Metagross.
bulky steals around.
Yeah, but
Like
just-
Top Raja, as kind of memey it is, it still would probably fit the
It's
team
also
better.
down.
Yeah, and
Oh,
there are
I
plenty of-
forgot Raj was taken. My bad.
and there are plenty of solid grasses too. Like, well, I guess the Decidueye at least removes hazards, so it's not that bad. But I'm like,
But
still,
like, he probably
the
had the
biggest
opportunity
thing-
at some point to get Serena, and he chose
If you're gonna have
Decidueye.
Decidueye as a hazard removal, you need better access to dark resists.
I mean, for steals, he literally could have chosen Metagross
Bron-
or Bronzong.
Bronzong.
Literally,
There's a lot
either of
of-
those would have been better. Like,
There's a lot of things Mons would appreciate on this team that just don't exist.
That's what I'm saying. This team isn't super far out. Like, with a few changes, I think this team is like doable to win a bunch of games. But he's got to make the changes like sooner.
I mean,
rather than later.
offensively, it's fine. Just defensively, it's horrible.
Oh yeah, it's good
like there's
offensively.
some unnecessary Pokemon too. Like Durant, you've had plenty of your first 3 Pokemon all have over base 100 attack. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I kind of agree
Like
with
Durant's bad. You probably arguably could have gotten the better fairy. I mean, if you like look at what's on the board, I mean, what are some fairies on the board? I mean, I guess there's
Is there Aromatisse still on the board?
Primarina for
There's a
14.
low tier Florges, as
Decent.
always.
Primarina would fit fine on this team.
And that opens up Inteleon's budget.
Even Klefki would have done fine. Like,
that. Yeah,
Klefki would actually be better than like Inteleon and Durant
I
combined.
think we've talked a lot about
Klefki
this
was
team.
50, and it's a fairy.
I think I'm just gonna give my floor and ceiling. I think the floor is like 1 in 10, and the ceiling is like 5 and 6. Somewhere
He'll beat
around
Taylor.
there. I disagree. I think Taylor's good enough to win a few games, but we'll get to him later. But next up, we got Darren, coach of the Golden State Durants. He's got a fun team of Lele, Zapdos, Galarian, Corviknight, Dracovish, Mega Venusaur, Obstagoon, Marowak, Alola, Rhydon, Raichu, Oranguru, and Sudowoodo.
There's a lot of my guys.
First thought, I think this is one of the better D3 teams.
Yeah, this one's. I
Solid.
can more than stomach this. I like it. It looks fun.
So
He's definitely got some worse roll compression, but yeah, it definitely looks fun.
Speed tiers are just awful though.
yeah,
Nothing
no,
over
it's nothing over 100, right? It's only
No, it's right.
There's,
right,
there's
right.
one above
Sorry.
100
Yeah,
and
right.
then one at 100.
He does
Yeah.
have good Scarfers. He's Galarian, Zapdos, and Tapu Lele, and Dracovish.
But still,
But
those
speed
aren't gonna
tiers,
win
he
you
could
games.
definitely get speed creep pretty hard on this team. Like, there's going to be a lot
He
of
also has a
Pokemon
lot
go
of-
adamant
The
and
bulk
stuff.
is also decently annoying, and he's got some good rockers.
He's also got literally some top tier breakers. I mean, Lele,
Oh, yeah.
Gallery, Zapdos, Obstagoon, Dracovish, and Marowak. That's really good.
If you want to
Like-
Thunderous kick something, and then like you turn into Dracovish, ooh,
5.
Yeah, so his rockers are kind of mid because a
I
little
don't
whack.
think Alolan
Right
Rock
on.
and Rhydon are like bad choices.
Yeah,
I mean,
they are
they'd be,
weak
like,
to
No,
some
but
of
they're
really
a little bit
offensive.
more
They're not
matchup
bad. They're
reliant.
just mid.
That's true.
They're
I
just
agree.
really mediocre. Like, they're not something you want to bring to every game.
He doesn't have a mon in his top 6 mons that can put up rocks or any type of hazard for that matter, and it just
Every time I
kinda-
look at Rhydon, I think about what's his name? Twit bringing it every single week in the UCL.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
And
I mean, there's also the thing there, like he only has one defogger, but thankfully it's only the best in the
mention
game.
that.
So.
Does
Corviknight's
not
really
get
good
it either?
defogger. But
No, I don't think any of the
Galarian
other birds
Zapdos, none of the birds get defogged.
They can't roost, they can't defog. That's tough.
Unfortunately.
When does it end?
They don't have wings at this point. They might as well not be birds. Just cut them
The
off.
only really negative, or one of the few negative ones, is I hate how his only ghost resist is Obstagoon and Oranguru.
So Obstagoon is one of the best ghost resistance.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's a pretty good. I mean, it's not bulky per se.
And
It has
immunity,
bulk
that's
like
a-
natural.
My problem is
have
it's not
knockoff.
bulky,
That's pretty good.
and it's not a very longevity heavy mind. That's my problem with it. And Oranguru is just a fucking Oranguru.
Bro, he's
yeah,
vibing.
if that Oranguru hits the field, I'm throwing hands. That's
Well,
absolutely.
I mean, to be
If
fair-
I'll take advantage of that second terrain.
Listen,
To be fair,
if
on the
he-
ghost resist thing, there's only like 2 teams with a ghost.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Yeah.
one of them.
It's Colt and Blacephalon, and that's it.
I mean, there's more teams with no dark than there are teams with no ghost. So
Yeah. Plus, he's got Venusaur, which can blanket check a lot of shit. So as long as it's not like
That's true.
Three plus
It
two
is-
Yeah.
Spectrier.
also, I guess like
I
the
mean, he
speed
has a
tiers
I
ghost
are
don't think
kind
anyone
of
drafted Spectrier.
No,
The
Jimmy.
speed-
no one.
the speed's kind of sus because like your fastest mon I think is only Raichu, which is
Hey, draft.
not
Yeah, everything else is over under base 100 except for Gallery's app.
Yeah, I guess
But
if
he
I
has
were to
good
make a
guard
suggestion,
too.
I would go maybe try to grab somebody with like another good speed tier because you're gonna get outsped a lot. Like
If
you're
you
gonna.
could replace Marowak with like a faster rocker.
Yeah, I'm
That'd
not
be
sure
cool.
what he
Nah,
would do, but
here's what I suggest: keep the Marowak, the weak face Soneson, and then drop it after. So,
Marowak.
Well, unfortunately, that's week 11.
That's
Oh,
what
oh,
it
so-
was.
How we gonna do this?
That's-
Stallbreaker
that's a
Marowak
bad-
go at all 11
That's a
weeks.
shame.
So the real play is, make sure that
Make
match
playoff
doesn't
try.
matter and drop a low Marowak. Easy.
Easy.
Are we even gonna talk about Soneson's team?
Oh,
We
we
are.
will.
Yeah.
I'll hype it up.
Of course we
Easily.
will.
I
Jake's
hate
here.
you, Harris.
All right,
Did you
but
say
I,
Harris?
My child.
I'm
You said
hyping
go
that
hype
team
it
up. I
up.
don't care.
I think
That's not your child. That's the OU ladder, buddy.
I think his absolute top is probably 8-3. I think this is a really good team, and his floor is like 5-6, 4-7 at worst, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty
I
good team.
think-
I think this team like at least makes playoffs.
Yeah,
Obviously,
no,
not-
I
I
agree.
would use something like this. I could see myself.
I think the biggest thing
like
for
this.
Darren also is motivation to play because, as we remember the last season he played, he won week 1 and then fell off a cliff for the rest of the games because he just did not care.
Oh,
A week 1 matchup against Aaron likely is going to be a matchup he eats just based off of experience, but I mean Aaron could prove otherwise. But then the big thing is Tay week 2, because I mean both Tay and Darren need to kind of like rebound after being a little bit rusty, but
Yeah,
they're
no,
both
I agree.
also kind of notorious for not finishing seasons. So
Yeah, we'll get to that later with Tay for sure.
yeah, but with like Darren's ceiling and floor, a big thing is going to be player motivation.
Wait,
I think
hold
it's
on.
fair.
I just actually fight Aaron. Yo, Draco Fish by 6-0. Anyway.
Literally.
All right.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
The Dracovish switching is
I'm telling
Toxicroak
you.
and Totodile. Like,
Total down about
Yo,
to be a
Toxicroak right
Now
there.
what you mean? Toxicroak's the best answer. To me.
It's literally fluffy Persian. That's about it.
That's a good switch. Anyway, I think we can move on to
What's
Gironda.
the
Am I saying that right?
Try
Gironda?
There you go.
Geronda.
It's Gironda. All right, well, Gironda. He has a team of Excadrill, Latias, Mega Charizard Y, Tyranitar, Rotom Wash, Mienshao, Comfey, Venusaur, Komala, Electrode, and Shelmet.
okay, I won't
I
lie.
like this Gen 17.
Let's go.
I won't lie. This is one of my favorite teams.
Yeah,
easily.
I
This
really
team's
enjoy
cool.
that.
This team's really cool. He has.
I
he
mean,
has
I don't know how many
really-
times I built this.
I'm
I
telling
think
you,
like
this
the
is
third
Gen
ti-
17.
So this is like the third time I've built this team for him because he initially drafted almost this exact same core back in the BBPL. And fun fact about that season, the top 3 kill leaders in that season were Zardwy, Excadrill, and Comfey. Both had like 15 plus kills
What
in
the
an 11-week
hell?
season. But that's
Wow.
Gen 7, so like Comfey could do more. Comfey's not doing jack shit this season.
Yeah, because I know hidden
That's what I
power.
was saying.
This is a core he is very familiar with and very comfortable with. Granted, it has been like over a year since he's played draft as well, but I definitely can see him as
for our D3 lineup.
Yeah, this is definitely a coach I could definitely see warming up as the season goes on. Scott week one's going to be a hard pull, but after that he's kind of got like a good cushion of Steph, Hero, and Aaron.
Yeah, I
but
think
this-
his team is
Yeah.
really nice energy wise. Like he has decent rockers and drill into Tyranitar, decent barrier resistance, drill into Y, good breakers, good removal, good speed control, obviously, with Drill and Sand, Latias, Mienshao, and Venusaur and Sun, and Comfey with priority. So definitely don't need to worry about that. And an Electrode.
He basically built like the Gen 6 OU
And a
team of like
Komala
the
dude with
first
rapid
5.
spin.
Yeah, he has tons of removal in Komala, Rotom Wash, Latias,
Yeah,
and
no,
Excadrill.
those hazards are not staying on the field. He drafted really well around Charizard Y. I think this is a really great team around that. And
if he can manage his double weather cores, then he'll be in a really good spot.
Yeah, I definitely think this is definitely a team that makes playoffs.
This is a high end. I think this is a high end playoff team, like potential 1 or 2 seed if things go his way. If he starts off like at worst 0-1 versus Scott, I think he can win honestly his next 4 after that, and hopefully he's heated up to the point where he can take on the stall. And then after that, I mean, who knows? I think
that's the fun thing because him and Soneson are best friends.
Okay.
So that's going to be a heater of a matchup.
All right, good.
No.
They play each other all the time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him Soneson run Seismic Tossals fancy again. So that was
But we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yeah, I think his top is somewhere around 9-2. I think is like his a good top, and then his floor is 6-5. I think this is a high end playoff team, like I said before.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to say anything, or are we gonna move on to Hero?
Oh boy.
All right. Well, we will move on to my man. I need a hero. Latios, Tapu Koko, Mega Gyarados, Arcanine, Serena, Gastrodon, Caparaja, Orbeetle, Audino, Sock, and Articuno.
The first 2 are really good.
We talk about how he just drafts like the same 3 Pokemon all the time.
Arcanine.
Yeah, why does he always have
He always has
Arcanine?
to have a Gyarados. Always has to have Arcanine. He always has to have fucking Tapu Koko.
I mean, he didn't last season, but he did have Gyarados and Arcanine, and I remember the Arcanine pretty well because he ran like.
Well, he had Zeraora last season, so it's like the same thing.
Yeah, very fast electric type.
All right. Well, this is also where we start the trend of no, not this team. Well, yeah, not this team. It's not the team with no dark yet. Gyarados is right there. All right, we're good.
All right, fair enough. I know that's a huge thing with Harris. He's always got to see the dark type. So
I mean, I don't like how
there's one the few teams with some ghost switching.
Yeah, unfortunately, his only rocker is a Caparaja.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's if like Gastrodon got rocks on this team, and then like maybe someone else got spikes. I think this is like a really good team. But yeah, Hazard's getting set up is pretty tough. If Raj isn't there, then like you don't need to like really worry at all about Hazard's getting up. And
yeah, this team would also be really good versus Electrics, but he proved this wrong.
You have to say that.
Regilucky getting 4 kills, 9 points. 9 points. Anyway,
take on that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think as long as he doesn't sack his Gastrodons and stuff like that, he'll do really
good. It's not my fault. I tiered him on that Hero is going to sack his Gastrodon turn 5.
I still think it's better than 9 points.
Yeah,
we can agree to disagree.
Anyway.
Yeah, and there's also he has decent steal switches if he doesn't let his Arcanine take 75 from Pulse Switch for no reason. But.
Yeah, when he has the thing with Regilucky is that like you can just switch into your ground type.
And they have to make a read off of it.
The worst thing your opponent can do is double because Regilucky.
Yeah, the Gastrodon will evolve the Regilucky if you didn't let it get toxic. Like after he clicked toxic in terrain like twice. So
yeah.
I mean, also it's kind of tough to bring terrain in the first place.
I mean, wait, are you talking about for Slink or for Hero?
For Hero, I mean,
electric terrain with the Regilucky.
Yeah, because of Regilucky on the other team.
Oh, you right. Wait, what's his other ability? Is it like synchronized? Telepathy.
No, it's telepathy. It's trash.
Is that actually released?
Some of that.
Because also, without setting up electric terrain, you maintain Feeney's Misty Surge.
I don't know. Do we allow that? I don't even know.
I don't imagine we have. We allowed Sandrush like Dracovish.
Anyway, my main problem with this team is like it doesn't really have a standout mon. It just has good mons and mediocre mons. Nothing really special for me.
It's so funny that Coco's not a standout anymore.
I really think like Coco, Lottie, Gyarados, like they're gonna have to really carry offensively, and then
like when your third highest mon in your team is a Gyarados, that's a problem. Like
yeah, I think that's
well, I mean, The trade-off of that is that all 11 Mons on his team are viable.
That's
because
true.
you have plenty of teams that drafted
He
like
doesn't
1
have a
point
bad
memes.
Mon.
Yeah,
Articuno
that
doesn't
plays
bring anything.
fair.
That's fair, but like still, it's kind of just not.
I'm okay with the team in general, besides Raj being the only rocker.
Yeah, the team's not bad. This is
See a hero. If you're listening to this,
okay.
I would pick up another rocker. And I don't know.
Not stack your Gastrodon turn
Yeah,
5.
not.
we watch his videos. He doesn't watch ours. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You know what? Hey, heroes on the grinder, right? Oh yeah. Okay, so I think we can move on to James S. Oh wait, I didn't give a floor and ceiling. Ceiling probably like 6 and 5, and floor 3 and 8. I think that's kind of fair, but I don't know with hero. Like he's not horrible, but
he's got a rough start.
Yeah, losing
so
5.
We saw what happened with Slink, but then he's got James, then Gironda, then Tay.
Yeah, that's not exactly the easiest opening schedule in the world. Although
Yeah.
I don't think this team is that great. The Brooklyn Blastoise, James Guns, Alakazam, Mega, Halucha, Nidoking, Indeedee, Zarude, Empoleon, Rabombi, Tyrantrum, Moltres, Drifblim, and Graveler, Alola.
This is a team.
Why is there a Graveler?
Dude, I think this team is good.
Wait, when did he
Acknowledged Graveler Alola.
Wait, when did he get that go on with Graveler?
I don't know. When did he pick that up?
Don't ask
The transaction with Halucha.
Huh?
That was a grace period transaction. So when he got Halucha.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
I'm not gonna comment on this team because
I think it's good.
Empoleon's right there.
Your guy. Anyway.
I think there's very little synergy on this team. I think Empoleon has to be here a lot, and Empoleon isn't that good. I don't know. I think it's bad. I
don't think
crazy, right? But everything else is just. Ugh.
Yeah. So like Zarude, Empoleon.
Yeah, your bulk is Zarude and Empoleon. No thanks.
I don't like how your second best mon is literally Halucha. So
you can't discredit Moltres in Gen 8.
I was
That's more because of the OU meta. It's not really.
Well, like as a draft Firewater Grass core, that is a good bulky Firewater Grass core. They complement each other pretty well.
Yeah,
But
kinda.
Zarude isn't like.
I bet they all lose to fire.
These are very unconventional Pokemon to pair together. I feel.
I mean,
I don't.
His fairy type is
I think
Rabombi.
the synergy's fine.
The synergy's fine. I just think, I think Rabombi's unnecessary. Like, I don't think it needs to be here at all over any other fairy.
I don't like drafting Rabombi and not getting a Rapid Spinner because then you're having to get rid of your own webs later.
B fucking Polion, shit ass Pokemon. Anyway,
I think Zarude sucks, but
it just loses to a good dragon, like straight out.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, your fairy type Rabombi is probably the most offensive part about this team.
Yeah, it's a team. I don't think it's great. It's
Definitely
probably
better synergy than last season.
Yeah,
that's what
I agree.
Dude,
Yeah,
it
would be very hard to pull that off.
He has those 2-1 burden mons with the terrain, Mega Alakazam. He's set. He's gonna.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't see how this team does have synergy. He
wait.
terrain.
Never mind.
Because I think his bulk is bad. I think.
I mean, yeah, the bulk's bad, but the offense is really good.
I found the
offense is
Sure,
really
you're
good,
no
but,
place
like,
to talk about bad bulk.
It's like
I choose to play a
Aaron's
certain
team,
way.
basically, but
I
like,
think
just better.
I was like, I found a problem. His only ice resistance is Polion.
If he manages to throw his offense around right, then he'll be probably not in a terrible spot.
His ice is a Moltres.
I just think
I
that
mean, yes, it's neutral, but
That's not.
He's
not
a resist.
it's
only
Empoleon.
That's trash. But like, what ice
That's the
types
Mammoth
got
Swine resist though. Hold on.
other than like Galarian Darm, Reggice.
I think that I don't really know how to describe. I hate the concept of Zarude and Empoleon Moltres basically coming every week if you want to wall like certain cores of Pokemon that are pretty common, and then like the offense is good, but it's not being. I think this kind of offense warrants a more like varied defense.
It's just a very funky looking team.
I guess that's the best way I could describe it. It's just empty.
I hate how his fire checks rely on Tyrantrum, Moltres, and a Alolan Graveler. Like
the fucking Graveler, dude. I cannot believe that's a real mon on the screen.
What's he gonna do when he faces like Zardwire or Victini? Like, just take an L?
Hold up.
Go spin up Empoleon and hope he chooses special, I guess.
Darren drafted himself as his last Pokemon.
That's tough.
And with his neutral
Anyway,
special.
I'm not very high on this team. Jamall is a little bit higher than me, but we'll see.
I mean, I just think it's a better version of Aaron's team.
I think
It has
I mean, I agree that it's a better version of Aaron's team, but
Can I talk? Damn.
What were you saying, Jamal?
Man, forget it. Go ahead, Aaron. So you want to talk some more?
I was gonna say bare minimum is usable, at least.
Shit.
Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, you done now? I got my turn? Thanks. Anyway, like I was saying, I think it's a better version of Aaron's team. Like, it has this, it's like the same thing. You gotta play well with your offense. Yeah, the defense sucks, but like the offense is great. Lucha Terrain with Mega Sam, who's switching in?
I guess that's true.
This one actually has a water. Unfortunately, it's Napoleon. But
I don't know. I guess my ceiling would be 7 and 4, and the floor would be like 2 and 9 if he just does not play well. Because I don't know, he did play well last year, and I don't think there's anything that's showing he's playing so much better. He beat Tay because of Halucha, so I don't know.
Unfortunate.
I do think this is probably going to be a playoff team. I think just with James's, like, I don't want to say pedigree, but I mean, he's been a semi-proven coach before, and I harp on that point a lot. I think last season was definitely like a big disappointment, and I definitely think there's going to be improvement on that. I don't see a 2 and 9 finish. I think at worst probably like a 4 win, but I don't know if he's going to be like top seed consideration, but I could see like
I think
third.
low end playoff team is the highest I could see him. I mean, maybe I'm wrong and I just don't see it, but there's something that looks wrong with this team, and I don't know. I was right about Kyle's team last year. Let's see if I'm right about this one.
all I'm saying is, James, you had a negative mammoth swine last year. Please don't have a negative veto game this year.
That's fine.
Well, it's already
I don't
started.
wait,
Though.
it's already
That'd be
negative. Oh
pretty easy
no.
for him to do.
oh no, it's already negative.
Trend is at the start.
Oh god, got a worse start than Tyrantrum.
Had a worse start than a blow
And
and grappler.
Graveler.
I mean,
Yeah. Let's keep. It had a worse start than Psyduck.
Hey, so anyways, move on.
We'll move on to Noah. He was a D2 coach last year and had probably the most disappointing season of anybody. And
Yes.
Adam McKiernan did horribly with it.
It was so bad.
Can we get him make it a doctor? How do you
not touch on
go?
the past.
But let's go through his team. Mega Gallade, Hydreigon, Ferrothorn, Sylveon, Blastoise, Aerodactyl, Centiskorch, Palossand, Typenol, Electabuzz, and Regice. How we feeling?
Yo, Nick, how about you talk about it first?
Yeah, good job, Nick. Good draft.
Okay, look. I don't know the drafts, but he definitely did draft most of this on his own.
Okay. I mean, look,
Like, we had-
Mega
we had-
Gallade, Hydreigon
we
is
had-
fucking insane.
We had an original plan. It got completely wiped because he got sniped over Shifu. But I think he pulled it together pretty well.
So wait, what was his first pick?
It would have been it was delayed. It was gonna be Urshifu, but I think Slink took it right before him.
Okay.
A couple picks before.
Is that why his first 2 picks look like yours? Because I took Urshifu from you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No. They were just the best 2 mods on the board.
Listen, like father, like son. Come on.
I think the problem with this team is I don't like how the speed control outside of Gallade is Aerodactyl and Electabuzz. Like
He doesn't have like
That's
any
kinda-
good Scarfers other
that's
than
kind of sus.
Hydreigon.
Well,
I mean,
Hydreigon's
yes.
like,
Scarf
Sylveon can be
Hydreigon.
like a niche scarfer, but that's kind of it.
Scarf Blast.
That's like a once a season scarfer.
Hydreigon right there. Anyway.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, but like
Hydreigon's
you don't want
Hydreigon's
Hydreigon
a
to
good
always be
Scarfer,
Scarf because like
like-
you kind of want DD or Nasty Plot, shit like that.
Nah, that's fair. I'm just saying that's a good scarf.
Yeah, no, he's a good
Yeah,
Scarfer,
for
but the rest
sure.
of them, not really. Yo, when we get in
Not a
Scarf
decent
Centiskorch.
team, though. I will say that.
Yeah, there's no mid speed here. It is fast or slow.
Yeah,
Take your pick.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
He's
like,
got a decent
I hate
team.
electric type Electabuzz because Electabuzz sucks.
I was gonna say
Bro,
that's
what do you
not
mean?
like a
Slap
liquid
Eviolite
buzz.
on that guy? That guy's good.
Theo,
he got the.
I mean, at least Electabuzz can
listen,
touch
you gotta
ground.
graduate before
Yeah.
you can start.
He had
What do you mean I gotta graduate? Graduate
he had
what?
Raichu
This
on
season
the
is your
plan. but he
graduation,
got
okay?
sniped.
You said what, Nick?
He had Raichu on the plan, but he got sniped right before he was about to pick.
Oh, well,
Unlucky.
Yeah,
I would have rather
And,
seen. I would have rather
yeah,
seen.
there are people
I
here that can
refuse to let
understand
him
getting
pick-
sniped every round.
I refuse to let him pick Jolteon.
I would have rather
Didn't
seen.
you take
Pikachu.
Jolteon?
A bullet for him.
Exactly. I didn't want more than 2 months of ours to be the same.
Nah, Nick,
Like my
Nick,
father
I
and son, even though we are.
Nick, I gotta ask.
What's up?
Why don't you tell him to pick Pikachu?
True. Pikachu.
Prove better
Actually,
Electabuzz.
True. I'll tell him to
Back.
pick it up later.
Thanks.
Pikachu.
we need a Scarf
That's my
Pikachu.
guy.
Anyway, I really hope Noah can find his way back to D2. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but
This doesn't have like, I don't know. I
not
definitely
bad.
look, his
enjoy.
top 4 in D3 is absolutely good enough to win a bunch of games.
He's
but-
got good rockers. Outside of speed, it's really not. There's nothing offensive about this team.
Yeah,
It's just a very solid balance build.
Which is what Noah usually thrives in.
Like outside of speed being kind of like he's got good breakers and stuff like that.
yeah,
Good
Mega
for-
Gallade Hydreigon
Oh,
is pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
that'll do it.
Yeah,
And this bulk,
I
this
like
bulk
this
looks
team.
really annoying depending on the matchup per week.
Yeah, Ferrothorn, Sylveon,
He's got a lot
Blastoise,
of
I'm
very
good.
bulk, which is kind of what I like. It depends on the season.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on how you work with it. It can do well.
That's what I'm saying. If he can, like, people were picking him to be kind of make a deep playoff run in D2 last year. If he can kind of get some of that, I think this is like potentially an 8-3. Maybe that's a little high, 7-4, somewhere around there kind of team, and like in a top 3-4ish playoff spot. I think that's definitely possible.
I hope Noah does well and not do like
Same.
last season where he had
Yeah.
like you're gonna like arrow and did bad
And
with
just
it, and
could
then even
not
had
do
the guard
anything.
jump on it
I
late in the
think-
season, it's worse. Like
Did someone else want to say something?
Mystery.
He did beat
go
me.
ahead.
No, you can go.
I think I think there's a lot of Pokemon here that can really take advantage of kind of like, I don't know, there's sort of this like hole of knowledge in the D3 realm where I think a lot of these Pokemon take advantage of that. When a lot of spamming setup, a lot of good hazard play. I think Noah has the ability to pull that off pretty consistently if he tries. So especially
Noah
you've
tries.
got stuff like Double Dance, Mega Gallade. Hydreigon's got brand new setup toys to play with this gen. It'll
Yeah,
be fun to.
I think that's a good point.
I think if Noah tries, he'll definitely do well.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. I hope he finds his way back to D2. I think he's good enough. He's just got to kind of rein it in a little bit. But I think we can move on to Scott, who's, I think a few people have picked him to make finals, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Not a terrible team. Dragapult, Mega Scizor, Clefable, Darmanitan, Galarian, Victini, Gligar, Virizion, Lantern, Muck, Munchlax, shout out to Jamall, and Shedinja.
Okay, the first five are
wait.
Shout out to the Megalopunny.
Nah, I just want to say, first things first. Be quiet. I hate you. Anyway, I just want to say, how I get the first 3 months? I get Poke, Mega Sister, Clefable on
Yeah,
the same team.
The first
Simple
five.
answer. D3.
5 months.
Yeah, these
That's true.
first 5 are kind of insane. I'm not going to lie.
Everything else is
D3.
not very good, but it's
Bro, I
like
wish.
workable.
Well,
Nah.
I mean, he spent so many points on the first 5
I mean,
months,
he's
he
got
can't-
Yeah.
Bea's Boy
to be
Lantern.
honest, even with, to be honest, like, besides the bottom 3, that's the first 8 aren't that bad. Like, I know, people always be shit on Virizion. I don't think it's a bad one. I think it's decent. I think it's usable, personally.
It fills
And it
this
helps out his
potential in
team.
this team. Yeah.
And here we
Yeah.
start the trend of teams with no dark type.
There you
Come
go.
on
Yeah.
down.
Thanks, Harris. I know you've been waiting, Harris. I know you've
I've been
waiting.
waiting.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
like-
I'll at least do on that because I partially had something to play with a no dark type. It was basically okay. Well, with what the team was, you got to get like a 2-point dark or just whatever, just something as it goes resist. And his options were like Alolan Eradicate, Furfro as another normal, and it's just like Munchlax is at least the easiest thing to switch into Blacephalon. So let's just go with that.
All right.
He is right.
That's
That
fair.
is a Blacephalon switching.
Yeah, there is
It's
no
like,
other than
There's only
that,
3 viable ghosts, and he has one of them. So I don't think ghosts are going to be that big of an
Yeah,
issue for this
that's
team.
what I was gonna say
It's
too.
maybe like bad playoff matchup if it happens, but
It's not
Yeah.
like he's weak to psychics either with Mega Scizor and
Probably,
Dragon
it's
Ball.
probably going to be like Lantern's going to be swapping into it a lot.
Yeah, Lantern busted.
But I find it funny how his prices go from 20, 19, 17, 17, 17, and 10.
yeah.
Figure is your 6th best mon is something.
I
Honestly, he
mean, when
can
you
just
get that
get away
top
with
5,
having
though,
the first
you can
6.
go.
He could honestly just bring this first 6 every week, which I feel like that's becoming a trend with like the BBPL players coming over to FBL. They just draft like 6 really good mons and then like just round out their teams with like typings, I guess.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. But even with Scott's team, I could see him bring in like the other
Yeah,
two
I
as
see it
well.
switching up. This is like a more
I gotta
homey
see-
version. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. No, I was gonna say I could see Lantern Virizion coming to games as well.
No, I agree.
I think the first 8 are good.
This is
for sure.
like a more
Watch it,
comfy version
Ninja.
of Kiwi's team from before, where he just had like 6 Pokemon that he brought every week, but like 5 of them were weak to fighting. But this is like a more comfy version of that, where you can sort of swap around your low tier bulk depending on the matchup, and like your top Pokemon are always going to perform well every week.
It's so weird seeing Victini as the 5th Pokemon on this list. That just looks wrong. Like, am I the
There's
only
also
one?
a thing where like his
I
top
think
6 are
these 4 on the same team, or 5 on the same team, looks wrong, but
That's kind of
that's
insane.
pretty.
It's also weird that his top like 6 Pokemon fill a lot of roles because like Scizor and Gligar are good at defogging. Clefable can rocks. Gligar can rocks. So like he has role compression for sure, and he
Yeah,
has
a
good
bunch of
momentum with
U-turners.
Dragonflame and Mega Scizor, Clefable and Gligar
Oh yeah,
too.
the Switch initiative is.
Yeah, this is kind of insane
Got
top
that
5.
What I love about this team is like I guess it's just me. I'm always big on this, but like so many of these mons, I guess just because they're good mons in general, but it's the versatility is off the charts. Like Dragapult can be run both ways. Scizor can be defensive or offensive. Clefable is Clefable. Darmanitan is just punching holes. Victini can be either way. Gligar is going to do what it does. Virizion can, it's like niche roles after that, but I don't.
Yeah.
No, it's 100%. It's going to be kind of tough to build for him, for real.
It's just like he doesn't need to bring a lot of those lower tier mons because of how versatile the first 6 or 7.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
just
and oddly
walk
enough,
around what you need and then fill in niche roles and you're fine.
even though I don't traditionally like Virizion, it actually for what it's worth, it actually is fine on this team. I think.
It's halfway
That's what
decent.
I'm saying. Although, kind of sucks that his first week opponent is Mega Sardwai. I can tell you I can tell you from experience, Lantern is not a switch-in.
Not a switch-in.
Lantern is not a switch-in, especially now they got Scorch's
get ready.
Sands. So,
You know, it looks like
looking at,
Munchlax coming week 1. Screw it.
Yeah, we're looking at fucking what's the grass berry on Lantern?
Rindo.
Is it Rindo?
that's not,
Switch.
that's
Yeah, we're
not how
looking
we
on
he about running Scorch's Sands and it's dead.
No, Jamall. Jamal, it
We're
looks like
gonna get the
Munchlax
Theo
coming week
special.
1.
The Theo special.
I was gonna say it looks like
Lantern.
Munchlax coming week 1 for Zardwai. Like,
Nah, what you mean? AB Victini. You
Yeah,
go.
but he absolutely has bad matchup with Charizard way.
Choice Scarf Lantern.
Yes.
he-
Scarf Lantern.
Mystery, when is this episode going up?
I was gonna say Tuesday. Today's what, Monday? Oh, so Wednesday.
Because I technically did. I have done a mock between Gironda and Scott's team, and I can talk about how it went, but I don't want to give spoilers if their
Yeah,
matches
no,
played.
I wouldn't.
That's fine.
Also, Tristen, I did what I could with that team I was given in season 8.
You ran Scarf Lantern maybe 4 times.
Yo, Lantern was.
The team was a good team.
All right. Anyway, I think
It was
this
not a
is
good
definitely
team.
a high-end playoff team, or at least has the potential to be. 9-2 ish, somewhere around there to like a 6-5 ish floor. I think this is definitely a good team, and Scott's a good.
Oh,
team.
definitely.
Right here.
yeah, I agree.
I will say, building with it in that mock, this team is definitely good to build with.
Mhm.
Even in the matchup versus like Zardwai and stuff, this team definitely has some stuff for that team. I'm interested to see if Scott hits the same notes, but yeah, he's definitely got a lot of tools to make it deep in the playoffs.
He has an absolute chance to win D3. I think that's not out of the realm.
I just had one more comment.
Okay.
Monk is not a poison type, anyways. I'd rather have no poison.
He that
Actually,
semen
matter of
type.
fact, I wish
Anyway.
you guys mascot. I wish you any.
I guess against most special fairies, it's not the worst thing in the world.
I just don't like Mug as a poison. I'd rather have no poison at that point. But that's just
Honestly,
me.
She's cool.
Not
I
Scott,
mean-
anyways.
I mean, either Muck or like, I don't know.
Anyway, on to my pick
Oh.
to win D3. We got my boy Slink. Mr. Toxicing in Misty Terrain, but he got Urshifu Single Strike, Lando Eye, Tapu Fini, Mega Aggron, Volcarona, Nidoqueen, Regieleki, Espeon, Superior, Thought Patrol, and Lopunny.
Wait, before we say anything, Mister, you want to tell them what we said about Slink specifically? You remember the bet we made?
Wait, what? Oh,
Remember the bet we made?
oh yeah. So me and Jamall made a bet. What was it? Was if Slink wins it was for the.
If he wins 8 games, I think.
Yeah, if he
It
wins
was
8
8 or
games, then Jamall has to draft Delphox next season. And if he doesn't,
If he does-
I didn't know about
who am I
that.
drafting? I forget.
You're drafting
Jamal, you're drafting Delphox next season.
Now
You're on the
listen,
NCL.
there's a reason I said that, bro. Because listen, all the team, besides the team, I have no faith in Slink. I'm sorry. I don't.
Hey, Slink got a
give
lot
it
better at
to
the
him.
end of
I
last
don't
season,
think
though.
he's that
You're not-
good.
Look,
You're
Slink
not
finished the
Jamal.
end of season 9 really
Listen,
well.
I just think he gets hyped up a little too much.
No,
You know
no,
what?
no,
He
no.
doesn't
Let me
bring
explain
He
myself.
doesn't bring something to Wallace Sweeping one time, and then his season went downhill. But then it went back uphill in the last couple.
let me
months.
explain myself.
He did
Let me
at
explain
the
myself.
end, but
He started off really bad. He was rusty in last season. He finished off really strong. He won, I believe, 4 of his last 5 games. Then he joined me and James League, the NCL. He's played really well so far. He's only lost to Will and me, and they against Will he got hacked out, and me I kind of stomped on the neck, but it happens.
Yeah,
And I don't know. And he 5-0'd. I know it wasn't pretty, but he did 5-0 Hero. I think he is absolutely one of the contenders in D3. I'm not going to back off
if
that.
you've seen his performance in NCL, you would be inclined to agree that
He has played really, really
I don't
well.
know, man. I won't
He
mind
beat James like
I just don't think he's
convincingly.
in.
I'm just saying, Jamal. I'm not just saying it to say it. I fully believe that you're drafting Del Fox next season.
yeah,
Hey,
Jamal. I
we'll
just
see.
gotta ask, how do you feel about Espion as a
No.
second?
Hold on a minute. First off, Jamall doesn't hold his deals because he said he'd do a backflip if Jake lost to Carboni. He still hasn't done it.
That's true. That's
What you
very
mean? I
true.
did backflip
Very
off
true.
camera. I did
No, you did.
backflip
I
off
said
camera.
record it. You never did.
No, I did off camera, bro. Sorry.
Oh,
You know how disappointed Theo. You can hear it in his voice.
I just wanted that.
That's all
back.
he
This
here
is
for. He
called,
just here
I
for the
never
Jamal
said when
backflip.
I'll do it, bro. I never said when I'll do it.
I mean,
Yeah.
oh god.
I was just saying.
I was just like, I'm inclined to agree with Jamal that I don't think Slink's gonna do that well. So
I think you're
'Cause
wrong, and you know what? We'll
I'm
see.
just not a believer in his
And I know
skill.
you're wrong.
I
know
think
My
you're
man
I
got
think
the
Slink is a
triple
really good
crown.
battler.
I'm just not a believer.
You've
wanna
gotten a
say
lot
that
closer
without
these last
seeing
few
the
months.
evidence.
I think
I only speak the facts when I have the evidence. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's all
saw
I'm
the
saying.
evidence. He played like garbage versus Hero.
I'm
but
sorry. What's
my
that
Hero
score right
played
there? What's that
worse.
say? What's that score say? Please let me know. I can't read.
I'm just saying he played like trash versus Hero, but Hero played even worse.
You know what? A win is a win, and 5-0 is convincing. All right, that's all we gotta say.
I'm gonna say Gironda's gonna eat his ass. So like,
And I'm gonna say he's gonna eat Gironda's ass. All right,
no
how
one's
about
gonna
that?
eat his ass even.
Where's that Zard Y switch?
That's what I'm gonna say.
Bro, where's the
That's
whole
a-
Corona?
Let's talk about the team. You know, I see.
The Zard Y
Yeah, I was about to say we're talking about Zard Y switching. That's a thing that exists.
Now listen,
Keep
besides
going.
besides it being Slink, there's a decent team. I like this team. Besides Triple Ground,
and the second being Espion.
that too.
Okay, I don't know if you were saying triple ground. That's my guy, Thought Patrol. He transcends.
Okay, wait.
Yeah,
Why
hold on a
does he
minute.
need? Why does he need? If Papa Toss Needle Queen land the wire,
If Papatas is back on this team, if Papatas is a D3 champion of last season,
Exactly.
That's
Do
his
not disrespect. He gets
He
hosed.
just wanted to draft the best Pokemon in one point.
he has 3 crowns. So,
And all 3 of them are good.
It'll be there
Someone-
one week.
someone
none of you
Tell me
will
why
do it.
Lando I is the worst ground on his team. Tell me why.
Very true.
It's 4 times
Is
wins.
it a flying
There we
type?
go.
It's a large fact that Lander's Eye is the worst ground type on this team.
Yep, Thought Patrol right there. We are not going to disrespect my man.
But, the Rockers, they good.
You put all 3 of those ground types in a 1v1v1, Thought Patrol wins.
Facts.
Anyway.
No, you just got Yawn Protect Toxic
Oh god.
in this
Here we
terrain.
go.
Don't worry. It's neither of the statuses work. All right. Anyway, I think this is a really good team, and I think he's gonna go. I'm gonna say, my personal opinion. I don't think it's gonna be shared by everybody. He's gonna go 10-1, and this is a good team. I'm picking Slink to win it all. That's my boy.
That's
Psych? Oh, nah. You think with it? Oh, that's cap. Nah, that's cap.
Yep.
Anyway,
He's
Can I
my pick
suggest
to win it all.
one change for this team, though?
go ahead.
Do we take off the Landers and throw on Torn-T?
That's
Get a good
wait,
find right.
Torty's still there?
Yeah, Torn-T is still available.
Bro, this
Wait,
team
wait,
would
wait,
be
Yeah, hold up. He kind of.
Hold on. I just checked the Carfax pretty much. You said he beat James convincingly. James brought a mono energy ball to Celia versus him.
Bro, how you got the
Don't give me that
replay?
crap. No. A rest talk, calm mind press with energy ball
Wait.
I put
versus
the wrong
Zapdos
move in.
versus
I literally
versus
put
Zapdos.
the wrong move in. We didn't need this, okay? It was supposed to be.
James, what the fuck, bro?
Nah, you guys got exposed. Nah, bull.
Okay, so
Oh,
James
nah,
builds
dude.
one bad set.
Jamal, you gotta.
Listen, I'm claiming it for you, buddy.
Why'd you claim immediately?
Because I didn't want Kyle to get it.
Anyway, we're gonna
What was it
we're gonna
anyway?
ignore the claim.
It's
Oh,
Ivana.
okay,
No.
hold up. We got the wait. We have the second best team in D3. Soneson.
Wait,
I don't know how to
who's the
say your
best
name. I'm
team?
sorry. Yeah, can we get the puke emojis in the comments below?
Hold up.
Toxapex,
Nah,
Gothitell, Togekiss, Skarmory, Amoonguss, Mega Sableye, Chansey, Dugtrio, Ditto, Quagsire, and Psyduck.
We get it.
Bro,
If you defend this team, you're getting blocked.
wait,
Defend this team and you get blocked.
Two things. One, you know,
Sorry,
great,
Jake's getting
great.
blocked.
You know, two things. One, you know, great coverage over Slink's team, and two, I like how there's the time. You know, when we're talking about, so there's the time Harris is on Deafin. Pog.
Okay, well, I can't see it. You know what? I mean, do we want to skip
Someone
over
on
him?
him.
Wait till he gets back?
Yes.
Okay. Fine, we'll go to Steph right away. So, Mega Medicham, Rillaboom, Blacephalon, Weezing Galar, Vaporeon, Steelix, Flygon, Tauros, Electros, Colossal, and Duosion. So, the team that lost 6-0 to the Sun team.
Garbage.
Oh, he's
Oh,
back.
wait.
Of course
Oh,
he's
he's
back.
back.
We'll go back to it later. It's fine.
I was muted.
This
my
is
bad.
like the most
Now go to
Steph team
Sosa's
ever.
team.
I just have this like trend of that I hate every team that Steph drafts. I just can never like them. He just has this way of drafting 11 to 12 Pokemon that they look awful together, and then like nothing happens, and I'm sad that he hasn't improved. And it's this continuous storyline of just the same repeated depression.
I mean, something did happen.
So wait,
It's
Yeah,
also
6-0
weird
by
that-
Stall.
That's
Oh,
not
God.
new. It's just
You know
Stall.
what?
The only thing that's new about that is Stall.
Tristan, I got you. Steph is just like that Mega Mawile, not Mega Evolving and then pressing high jump, kicking and crashing and falling
No,
every
it's
single.
Mega
Mawile,
Medicham.
not
Mega
Medicham.
Medicham, not
It's
Mawile.
Medicham, but yes.
I said that's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah.
Nah,
Not evolving.
No, wait.
It's not.
You know, I keep it real, with y'all, real quick. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like Steph's team. Now listen.
Oh, what?
Now, I know, crazy, right? But listen, literally, what's it? Like nine out of the 11 months I've used before. The only ones I haven't are Colossal and Delusion. And even though, you know, Harris can tell you, I don't know how I feel about Steelix anymore after using it in another league. I kind of like it with it and plus Flyguard. I think those. I don't know. I feel like it works.
I think Flygon's
But, like,
really
literally-
bad.
You literally said
offensive-
Steelix who?
Huh?
You literally said Steelix who last time you used it?
Bro, listen. It just wasn't it with the team I had.
I don't-
That's not the point.
Steelix
I
is an
wouldn't say
alright.
my team was objectively bad. I just always hate. I hate looking at Steph's teams. They like bother me inside.
That's fair.
I
But
don't know
like
what
I
it
don't
is.
know. I like this team. Like Mega Man Chip or Silver South so fun to use. Like who switched it?
I mean,
like-
granted, I do think the bonds that Steph has, or most of them, are all like pretty good. Like Medich, like no one's doubting like the first 6 to 7 mons are bad Pokemon. Like I think we can
I
all
think
agree.
Flygon's a bad Pokemon.
I think Flygon's a
Harris,
bad
I was about to
Pokemon.
say you always talk shit about
I like Tauros.
I said
Yeah,
6
Tauros good too.
Tauros.
Dude,
I think-
Delusion being a base 125 special attack? Good man.
Okay, I don't think Flygon.
You know the team is kind of the team is kind of crazy when Jake's just like, I like Tauros.
Oh no, Taurus a cool mon.
But like once again,
You're right.
because I have to
third
say this.
highest
Wait,
rated
wait.
attack on this team.
Wait, Harris, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Harris.
I was like once again because I have to say this. Where's the Dark type? Like where is it?
Yeah, that's
Tauros.
my main issue.
There's only one more team with no dark type guys.
I don't like how the Ghost resist is Tauros, and the Dark resist is wheezing into Mega Medicham. So
Yeah.
anyway, go ahead.
Nah,
Can you
but
get a
that's
dark
all.
type instead of Flygon, and the team would be cool.
I
agree.
disagree. If anything, Colossal should go. I don't like y'all
That
this
too,
team.
sure.
Colossal
I
on
think
this team is just not it.
Colossal, Delusion.
Lost on any
I don't
team.
know. Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Colossal's not a bad mind. I'm just saying.
His hazard
Go ahead,
removal
Jamall.
outside of Colossal and Wheezing, though. Like, then it would just be Wheezing,
Okay.
right? Or I think
Colossal might be
Defog.
a
Flygon's got defog.
Yeah, okay.
Flygon has.
I'm not a great defogger, but yes, it does get it.
Hey, 3 attack default scarf.
No,
There.
that sounds awful. Anyway, Jamall.
Scarf Flygon. Ooh.
Nah, but yeah, I like. If anything, the only way I see Flygon going is if he gives her both the steals. 'Cause I don't think, like, I think that's the only way steals works with Flygon or like a second ground. I don't. Outside of that, I don't like it with this team, but like, he could keep these two if he just gets like a decent dark or decent ghost switching. Like both his most offensive monsters were sitting on Medchef. They both weak to ghost.
Yeah.
How you gonna help? How they gonna be able to succeed if they don't got switching?
You just swap Tauros in. It's fine.
So, like I said,
I also want to say that I don't think Dewotion's a bad Pokemon, but for the only reason you really draft Dewotion in general is to counter the first mon on your team. So why is it here? Like, just you already have a decent fighting switch in Weezing. So like, and you can replace Colossal, and if the points work out, maybe Flygon or Tauros or something else. Probably not Tauros because your speed is kind of mid.
Like Galar Moltres or some shit. I don't even know.
Take it.
Oh, is it? I don't fucking know what good dark types are.
I'm just gonna. I don't think this is a playoff team.
Not if he high jump kicks Disable.
Yeah, without Mega Evolving. I think his ceiling is 6 and 5, and maybe he sneaks in, but even then, I don't see it, and I think it's.
I don't see it.
That's pretty accurate. I'd say even less, actually.
yeah,
I
I
think
don't
his
think
ceiling's about 4
That's what
wins.
I'm saying. Like the absolute ceiling is like he wins a few games on some new guys that aren't like say Tay isn't playing well. You know the new guys that are needing to be consistent if they aren't, and he just wins a few kind of games like that. But I think the realistic 4 and 7, the 3 and 8, somewhere around there.
You should bring Big Dub back.
I
Yeah,
mean,
where's
I
Big
think-
Dub? At least if you're gonna lose, you gotta lose with style. Bring Big Dub.
I mean, I
Anyway.
can agree with the same playoffs team. I don't think it's bad. I actually like it. I think it's fine.
Not bad. I just don't think it makes playoffs.
No.
I don't
Yeah,
think
I
there's
agree with
enough
that.
on the team to really drive it there.
All right,
Yeah,
but now
pretty
going on
much.
to the best father in
If
D3.
Steph makes playoffs, I'll draft in
We
Polygon.
got Tay.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah, we're moving on to Tay, the best father in D3. Like I said, Zapdos, Heatran, Haxorus, Tangrowth, Mega Beedrill, Spectrier, Miltank, Hitmonlee, Claydol, Lapras, and Absol. My guy Absol.
All right,
Yes,
time to
sir.
shit on Absol. Bet. Let's go.
I don't understand the bottom three.
I understand the last one. That's my guy Absol. Look,
Absol
all right.
is
That is the
That
FBL.
Terrace-
No, hold on. Let me speak. That is the FBL Season 8 Miners Kill Leader. Right there. Look at him.
That's the
What's the
FBL
Dynamax button?
Like,
I'd rather have no dark than have an Absol.
I disagree. That's how you.
I'd
look,
rather
that's how you
have
beat
an
the
Alolan
Blissephalon.
Grind.
You got Sucker
Mega.
right there.
I'd rather have Mega Absol, not regular
I mean,
Absol.
yeah, but
I'll take an Alolan Grimer over Absol. I'm being so
Okay.
dead ass. I'm
Now
being
you
so
captain.
dead.
Big cap.
I am being so dead ass.
I agree
I
with
do
Terry.
not
You are
trust you.
disabled if you believe that.
Absol is actually unviable. But
No,
anyway,
it's not. All right, look. So I think Zapdos Heatran's cool. Tangrowth, like he has a cool defensive core, and then like Haxorus and Beedrill and Spectre, like offensive. I think this team's really good. I really do.
I will say one thing I do not understand. Why did he choose Haxorus as the dragon when there are infinitely better dragons on the board? I mean, Garchomp literally went undrafted. And so did Zygarde 50, Kamoa, and like
I mean,
what
if
else?
he changed like Claydol, Lapras, and Absol to all ones, could he get enough points to get to Garchomp from
I
Haxorus?
was gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
sure
sure.
he
Good.
Yeah.
I think so.
I mean,
No,
he
but
could,
he-
Like 5 points.
If he just drops Miltank a few points, I think he could.
he could drop the shitty ass Absol for something
No,
else. But
that's only 2 points. He's not even saving that much.
I don't
Wait,
care.
Well, he gets 10
How much
points
is-
if he drops Claydol, Lapras, and Absol for 1-pointers. So he can definitely afford some better stuff if he
I
does
was
Yeah,
that.
so he
say,
could drop the
what's it
first two
called?
and then get Garchomp and leave the Absol. I don't see the issue.
Bro,
The thing though is Lapras is his water type, and if he does that, like he's not
That's
gonna have a
good.
water.
All right,
He
well,
has
Claydol
so
and
much-
Miltank.
What you can do is
Wait,
drop
wait,
all
wait,
three.
wait.
No. Like you were saying, you drop all 3, you get like Garchomp or something, and you drop like the Hitmonlee and grab a bulky water. Probably go up and get like Jellicent or something.
Get Quagsire. Just keep
Yeah.
Wait,
No,
how much
Chicken.
is Garchomp?
Garchomp's
Yeah.
18.
I mean,
Go fucking get
maybe.
Iron or something.
I mean, Garchomp's a better ground than Claydol, so
Really?
I mean,
Thank
Keldeo
you.
I was gonna
taken?
say, all I'm saying is he drops
Is who taken?
Haxorus plus Claydol. He'll
Keldeo?
have enough for.
I don't think
Keldeo?
Keldeo works. I think he needs like a defensive water type with how much he has.
Get like Mantine and then have another defogger because his
Listen, I'm
hazard.
saying if the stall team didn't draft Suicune in 14.
actually, how much is Haxorus and Claydol together?
I was
20?
gonna say that's 20 points total. I was good.
And then he gets
good.
Garchomp, and then he just gets a 2-point psychic. Okay.
Yeah, and leaves the Absol there. Perfect. I like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather. I still prefer you drop the Absol, but
I
anyway.
disagree.
like,
On the bench.
Okay, so basically the TLDR on this team is that it's usable, but definitely not optimal.
This
I
can be
agree with
improved,
that.
and I think if it is, this is a playoff team as well, or at least has a chance to be.
don't like
Yeah,
how
he's-
his Dark Princess start Hitmonlee and Absol. So.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. Like knockoff is pretty
at least
spammable on this team.
Tangrowth is good enough of a blanket check for most things, so it's not as like big of a deal. But Tangrowth isn't as good as it used to be without hidden power. Now it's not like that big of a difference, but
yeah.
That's the thing that's missing. Where's the fairy? I was like,
yeah,
that's something. Yeah.
No, when you were sitting down thinking, wait a minute, that sounds odd. Where's the fairy? Oh.
I think
So that's
it's
what's missing.
I mean, he could go get Prim. He could go get like Prim and then keep like the Haxorus or something.
I think the fairy type is Absol and a ROM hack. You know, maybe.
Man.
But I agree. Primarito would be very good on this team.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Prim.
Yeah, so maybe.
I mean, so like hopefully Tay makes some changes. I think this team has the room to do it. And with the current team, though, I guess I'll make the prediction with 7-4 ceiling and floor of like 4-7, somewhere in that range.
4-7 with a conditional dropping.
Yeah, if he were to drop, I think it could go a little bit lower. Just depends.
Don't worry, Rising Raw will lead that team to playoffs.
No.
Unfortunately, the Stall team has already been drafted.
Hey, you mean Nick Gold? Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's go on to my boy.
It's not a joke if you say it.
Mr. Underrated Taylor. All right, let me tell you
here
something.
we are.
Hold on. Let me warm up my hands real quick.
All right, now hold on. I'm going to say the mons, but let me speak for a little bit after, okay?
Go back to round 3.
I want to promise.
Let me warm up the hands real
Let
quick.
us say the Mons. Let us say the
All right,
Mons.
let me say the mons, and I want to promise.
Mons.
I want to speak for a little bit, okay? Mew, Megalopunny, Kartana, Galvantula, Registeel, Noivern, Tentacruel, Slurpuff, Golurk, Diglett, and Gorbis. Okay, now chill. I think Taylor is good enough to win 6 games. All right, now that's going to be a hot take. He is a talented battler. All right, he's just not very good at building the team. All right, so
he's not good at building whatsoever in any fashion.
But I think he's still talented enough. He is super creative. He's very talented at Pokemon. I think he can win a bunch of games. All right, now go.
All right, this team is ass with a capital A. Get this shit out of here. So unviable. I have never seen a worse team drafted in my life. Get this shit out of here. Water type Tentacle, let it go. Ground type Diglett, Golurk, get it out of here. And I gotta put out the third team. No
Stop. Not funny.
I'm saying it. Nah, I just want to get this out of the way immediately. Listen, I know I talked shit about Slink earlier, but if he doesn't win versus Taylor with Regieleki, oh nah, he's the worst battle I've ever seen. If Regieleki does it 6-0, and when your ground type is Golurk and Diglett, and it was only Diglett prior to that, by the way.
I have a question. So if you have an air balloon, are you still trapped by like Diglett?
No.
Okay,
No.
I didn't know.
No.
So that's interesting. Anyway, look, all right, I know you guys hate it. The dude is good at battling. I can't take anything away from him. I think he's definitely talented enough to win
I've seen him
games.
play. I've played against him.
Diglett is Megalopunny's
He
penis.
legitimately has the talent, and I can also say with full confidence, and he would too, that he is extremely bad at team building. He will admit that any day of the week, but he can take any pool of shitty Pokemon and turn them into something.
And he builds more than anybody I've ever met. The dude builds like 4 days of the week and then brings out this like SD Tentacruel fucking
hours and hours on these teams. He definitely cares.
The work ethic is unmatched in anyone in D3,
Listen,
and I'm not going to.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Taylor is the work ethic coach right here.
Listen,
That's
that's
cool.
You
cool.
want in the draft league. You want 12
So
people.
he's the Antonio Brown of D3 is what I'm hearing.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
no.
He's not a
Oh,
cancer.
no.
Not even close. No, he is like the.
What's that is like,
He's like the Ryan
what's that is I can't
Fitzpatrick.
get on the Gorbis because I have one myself.
I was about to say, that's the.
Fitzception?
No.
Yeah, that Gorbis got to do work.
Now listen, on the bright side, you know,
Diglett is Megalopunny's penis, so it's fine.
I mean, listen, on the bright side, he got Mew. Now I'm on Buxton, so you know, as long as he,
Eon
as long
proved
as
it
he's not
wasn't last
Eon with it,
season.
I was
Eon
about to give
sucks.
that. As long as he, doesn't pull Eon and you go crazy, I can see him getting some wins. I can see him getting wins. It's
Me
just,
and Megalo Kartana.
it's just that his, I can't get over the fact that I see a fucking Diglett go be the electric community
Nah,
and make a
Jamall, how
lot
you
of
feel
money as
about-
the go switching.
Nah, Jamall, I gotta know how you feel about this team having Registeel of all teams. Like,
Listen, I
Definitely
can see.
needed.
Listen, he's a man of culture, so I can't disrespect. just don't.
He's part of
listen,
Reggie
kid,
Gang. You
just do
have
well
to.
with
He's
it.
forever immortalized. with
That Reggie's
Gang.
still preventing him going 0-11. I'm just saying.
Listen,
Like,
I
No,
just
you know what?
treat
I'm
Reggie
gonna make
still
a.
right,
Who wants
bro.
to make the bet right now? Taylor goes over 500. Who wants to make the bet right now?
That
Oh.
Taylor way.
I'll put $50 on it. Taylor goes over 500.
Wait, you wait $50 for what?
I mean, that'll be your FBO rent this season, so I'll take
Man.
that.
dang.
No, I'm joking. I don't got that kind of money. Hold on, I got the bank account hacked. Anyway.
Nah, you're not.
Nah, but what did you say? You said.
No,
The only way that Taylor gets to 6-5, I think, is if like there's a couple teams that just absolutely bomb. So there's more teams that are above 500 than below it. I really don't see him as a playoff team.
I think at most he gets the 6 seed, and I don't think he'll even get there. I think he might just barely miss it. I think he's talented enough to get it, but the team just is not great.
I think it will probably be like a cheeky 4-7, 5-6 team, like one you're gonna have to respect, but like one that's not gonna come up on top.
Yeah, no, I think anybody that takes Taylor lightly just because of the team, I think may lose. He is.
I can agree with that.
If you slack off on building, he's going to outbuild the shit out of you almost regardless. But if you slack off on building, he might outprep you to the point where you just lose.
I mean, hold up. Thankfully enough, his first league of points Noah and his electric type selected us. So he got freebie there. he got, and then hold up the week 2 Lantern 3. I'm just saying Lantern about 6-0.
I'm not. All I'm saying is, Noah has a Hydreigon and his fairies Slurpuff. Wrap this up.
Wait, what's all this Slurpuff?
That's not a fairy. I don't care.
He's got Gorbis.
Yo, it doesn't matter. He got Reggie still anyway, bro.
That's not fair either.
You know what? You're right. He does have Gorbis.
Listen, Reggie still and me are carrying. It doesn't matter. They got carried this team.
Webb's cart
defensively.
is capable of getting some sweeps. Mew can DD. Low Bunny can do shit. Reggie
Point
Gang.
got that triple axle. Yes, sir.
Noivern is there. Tentacruel's there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm like completely off. But I'm gonna hold out hope for my boy. I hope Taylor wins some games.
I will
Listen,
too. Good luck, Taylor.
I can respect that.
Harris boy. Oh no.
All I'm saying is about Taylor's team. If I talk more about it, this video would be deleted from the channel anyway.
I think we can move on to D2 unless we want to like make some playoff predictions.
Do we want to come back and talk about
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about. That's right, we did skip over Soneson because
that's my guy.
For good reason. I already read off his team, so Taylor, if you or not Taylor,
this is the best team in D3.
Hey, before we talk about it, I don't see a reason to talk about this team. Anyway, go ahead.
It's Stall. I mean, I don't know. We're not gonna like praise him for drafting Stall. Congratulations.
It's literally meme level Stall. We don't need to talk about it.
Literally the best team in D3.
No, it's not.
That's a big cap. Scott
I
does not
disagree.
have the
He got a great
team.
opening
You're welcome
schedule.
for this team, by
big
the way.
cap.
Soneson has the best team in D3.
I swear to God, if the Psyduck doesn't come to at least one game, I'm gonna cry.
Why is Psyduck
I
here?
thought that should have been a not to.
Because he's the mascot. That's why.
Harris, how about you talk about this team, bro? Because
No, we're not spending more than a minute on this. Like,
All right, I have never seen such a more brilliantly crafted team in my life.
Harry's the type of dude to actually use Stall on the ladder. That's tough.
I have used Stall on the
Yeah,
ladder.
you're a
before.
loser. You're an actual loser.
I've used Stall and ladder in tournament. You name it.
Well, you can use it in tournament. I'm not gonna like hate on people that use it in tournament. You use it on the ladder, you're an actual loser. Like go outside, pick up a football.
Bro.
Oh no, yeah, Soneson has been my inspiration. I'm drafting a hard Stall next season.
I hate this. Anyway, you know,
I'm drafting except this time I'm drafting.
Team and get Stall.
No, I better see that Psyduck there.
Yeah,
on the
God
team.
bless whoever took Clef. Who was it?
Scott.
Scott.
Yeah.
God bless. Thank you. He got token kissed instead.
Yeah, Scott, you should trade Soneson.
No, you should not. Scott, I will block you on everything.
Scott, you should block Harris.
You should block Harris. You should block
Don't let him get in your
Soneson.
head. Don't let him get in your head.
Please. I'm trying to see Soneson go 11-0 with the dream as possible.
He'd have to drop the gun to tell him to get it.
11-0.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say that the cap, like the ceiling, is 11-0, just because Stall is that fucking annoying, and I don't think a lot of D3 players are gonna know how to beat it. But
Yeah,
I think
if there's any division for it to work, it's
D3. I'm boosting all of them.
I think the floor is 7-4. I think he's a
forgot
playoff
Harris.
team.
Harris,
We said the only team. The only teams that I think could beat him are Darren's team, Gironda's team,
Slink.
and Slink if he plays well. So
Hey, my guy
Taylor right there.
Anyway,
All right, yeah, we can move on to D2. I don't even know how to feel
but
about
I'm
this
just saying,
division.
Soneson won it all.
So we're gonna start off with Ace in D2.
Oh no!
Oh, why?
Because he's the first name.
No.
All right, Celesteela, Mega Diancie, Lando T, Drake Izolt, Hippowdon, Volcanion, Inteleon, Skuntank, Go-Go, Machoke, and Persian. How we feel?
Jamall, you first.
Listen, I gotta talk to
You
talk
cook
to
this
my
team first.
man Ace. Now, Ace, listen, I know we worked together last season. You went crazy. They didn't think you could do it, but you made it far. I'm proud. But what the fuck is this? What happened?
The ghost resist out of anything.
How you throw a Sinister Mega Fancy Lando T start? How? What? Why?
Hey, that still was like round
Where
5.
like the lady's eating the baby. That was fucking Ace with his team.
Like, bro, he just now granted, listen, I
don't even know what to say. I really don't.
Why is the fighter resist Lando T?
I mean, that's a good fighting resist, but like,
I have no words.
Who has a Shifu?
Theo.
Yeah, Theo won a 6-0.
I already tell you, if Theo loses, he's the worst coach at D2.
Theo owes him one too. Don't you worry. He they were talking.
If Theo loses, he's going back to D3. Like,
that's fair. I'll take it.
He goes, that's fair.
I'm not saying.
I don't know. Like,
I think Ace. Look, a lot of the top D2 coaches left for D1 this season. Ace is one of those guys that are still sticking around. So, I guess the ceiling is like 7 and 4.
It's more like how the fuck Ace drew the start of it. Like,
yeah, like I like the first.
Yeah, he really got 5-0'd by or 3-0'd by a Lurantis team. That's tough.
Lurantis and a Togedemaru.
Yeah.
You really got 3-0'd by a Lurantis with a Celesteela. You got 3-0'd by a Togedemaru if it didn't count. How?
But yeah,
how do you lose?
Go ahead.
Good. I was like, how do you lose to a Togedemaru with 2 grounds? Like, what?
Speaking, I won't lie. I like, since still making anti-Lando Draco, so okay, that's clean. Hippowdon, I can kind of understand, Sand for the Draco, so since Sand Rush. And then, I know Jake is a fan for Kenya, but until y'all be the underwater, I just don't think it works with the team, personally.
I don't need for Inteleon to be here.
I just Volcanion onward is just not good. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, after Hippo, and which, speaking of, the only reason Hippo looks nice because that's his only rock assist. Like, bro.
Underwater grass is Volcanion telling Go-Go. It's heat.
Now, what I'm understanding is why did he? I get this is points wise, but why Skuntank when I think Drapion went undrafted? Like,
yeah, well,
right?
Why isn't Inteleon here? Like,
why isn't Inteleon here? Like,
honestly,
like Inteleon could have been anything else. Your speed is not bad as is. Like,
the bottom
you have
5
Diancie.
didn't need to be here.
You have Mega Diancie, a viable Scarf for Orlando T. Samrush Draco is a decent thing. Like, your speed's not that bad as is.
Wait, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
what?
Nick?
I just said his bottom 5 just don't need to be there at all. Like, I feel like there were better options.
Yeah.
I agree.
I felt like he didn't want any 1-point Pokemon, so he just kept taking 3s, or I don't even know how much these cost exactly.
Just like the Inteleon pick is the only pick that makes me mad about the team in general.
I also don't like. Go ahead.
No,
I just don't understand the Inteleon.
Yeah.
I also don't like how his only ice resistor goes from Volcanion to Inteleon. Like, why?
But the thing is, D3 or D2 is so drained now that there's definitely a chance he still has a higher-ish seed in playoffs just because there's not that many returning faces. I don't know, and he made it last year, so.
I mean, I don't know that after week 1.
That was a really bad showing.
Listen, the only way I see Ace make it playoffs is 1, he makes some team changes, and 2, if he channels that power from last season. And brings it to this season. And, after week 1, it doesn't look like that. I'll see no Ace again. I'm trying to see new Ace. Come on, keep it up, bro. You had momentum last season.
I'm like Ace, do we need to give you some power, some advice, some anything, really? Like,
channel the energy.
Channel something. Anything besides this. Anyway, I think he'll still end up being a playoff team, but I don't think his team's very good in general. Hopefully he changes the Inteleon for anything that is not Inteleon. And I think we can move on.
I mean,
So
D2 is probably
Theo,
the most
this one's a little
open
personal
playoff.
for Theo because he got 6-0'd by a Volcarona last year by this coach, Andy. Ferrothorn, Mega
He
Gardevoir,
got carried by that
Salamence.
Volcarona last season. I don't think that good.
Theo has been saying this for months. He got carried, and this is one of his relegation picks, I believe. Ferrothorn, Mega Gardevoir, Salamence, Toxapex, Blissey, Glastrier, Exurkitree, Mudsdale, Virizion, Colossal, and Furfrou.
Wait, Mister, did you say the top and thing for Ace?
Wait, oh yeah, I said 7 and 4.
So I gotta point out this is a 13 with no dark type, and like here's what I don't understand.
He plays
Why
on
is
one.
Why is Furfrou here? Why is Virizion here with Ferrothorn? Why ever draft Xurkitree when it doesn't have Tail Glow? Like,
yeah,
Xurkitree's not good.
I honestly would bet you he does not know that.
I don't like how his most expensive mon is Ferrothorn. Well, Guard too, but still, like, why? I don't have any words on this team. I just think
this team's really
pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't see the point. Like Kevin said, I don't see the point for Virizion. We have Blissey and Ferrothorn. And then, yeah, circuitry. I understand if you didn't know it got Tail Glow, but, like, fact check, my boy. Come on.
We
put it in
Blissey,
10
Toxapex is pretty good for defensive core, and then it's just going to rely a lot on Gardevoir and Salamence to get kills, and I just don't know if they're up to the task of his speed tiers are really bad. I think this team's bad, so I'm sure Theo's popping off in the background, but yeah.
Yeah, his Darkness is literally Virizion.
Yay.
Yeah, why does Urshifu 6-0 this team? That's tough. Anyway.
Because the Dark Resistance is Virizion. Simple.
Unless anyone else had anything to add, I think this is pretty
I
dry.
think, with the team of Parisians there is just speed because nothing really else on the team goes above 100.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he wants to completely forego that. I can't remember if someone drafted Pangoro or not. I don't think they did, but that's at least something to replace the fighting type on the team and is at least a usable Scarfer. But yeah, in terms of success for Andy, he doesn't have any one thing to really rely on to carry him through games because it's not Gen 6. Salamence isn't going to do that, you would think. But Ferropex Blissey can at least wall some teams enough if they're not that well equipped, but it is D2, so I doubt it. But yeah, I don't see this as a playoff finish. Again, probably only cheeky 4-17.
Yeah, someone you have to respect while building, but I can't see this team winning more than 5 games at most. I think that's his average ceiling.
If Ant wasn't in this division, they had Volcarona, that'd be a different story.
Yes, that's true. Might have to beat Theo again with it.
That's why he has Blissey.
It's Colossal and Blissey. He's like, I'm not losing to it.
Nah,
it's not me.
Blissey and Colossal and Salamence. How much Volcarona counterplay do you need?
He said, I'm not losing to it. Hold up, he fights a Link 3 too? Yeah.
Him lose to Volcarona.
If he loses to Volcarona, I'm going to
Ant's
if he somehow finds a way to lose the bulk, yeah, back to D3 go, honestly.
I need you to just quit. That ass.
I think
you know what? That works good. That's probably better.
Teams.
All right. Next up, we have the most professional skill team of all time. 100% skill-based gameplay.
Yeah. Jirachi, Terrakion, Volcarona, Dragonite, Togekiss, Crocodile, Mega Kangaskhan, Quillfish, Lurantis, MVP, Misdreavus, and Togedemaru. And I forgot to say this coach is Ant, just for anyone that's just listening.
Unlike what Will says, I think this team is trash.
It's weak to everything, dude. It's fucking weak to every single type. If you just look at it more nuanced, he's weak to he's kind of weak to ice. He's kind of weak to fighting. He has resistances, but he's weak to fucking every good offensive type. I just don't get it. This team sucks.
Super weak to Edgequake.
I was about to say, I've never seen someone draft mono hacks and use a mon that wasn't supposed to be that mono hacks and win a match.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was good. I was gonna say at this charge, but after week 1, hold up.
Honestly,
Lurantis literally just embraced the team mantra by getting evasion boost.
Literally. I don't care if the team's weak to everything or not. I hate the team purely because I know Ant, and I know that Jirachi and Togekiss are going to be scarfed 90% of the time trying to play for hacks. It's the only reason I hate this team.
I think it's
also Mega Kang's on it.
So. Mega Kang's a little bitch.
Yeah, remember when Will said Mega King offensive threat? Yeah,
Yeah, I see I see three bigger offensive threats.
I'd rather run banded Quillfish.
Terrakion, Volcarona, Dragonite, hell, Crocodile. But
man,
Mega King?
don't copy me. Quillfish may be a better threat.
I'd rather draft banded Quillfish every week than randomly draft a Mega Kang.
That's what I'm saying.
I think Nintenga's Pilot Swan's a bigger threat than Mega King.
Don't fuck around like that.
Hey, that's my guy, Piloswine. Do not disrespect him. He was carrying the team last year. Anyway, I think his team is bad, but it is super hacksy and has a Volcarona and a Dragonite, so kind of team skillless, and maybe skillless gets him to 6 or 7 wins, and in a kind of a weaker D2. Sure, why not? Ceiling 7 and 4, floor 5 and 6. I think he's somewhere in that range. He won't be bad.
I will say, at least just like in terms of like an Anthony build, it's definitely got enough setup options that I think he's fine and played for it. The thing it is missing is like the ample bulk, is what we're saying before, is how to get hit by every offensive typing. If he can mitigate switch-ins and get like proper times for setup, I think Anthony will be fine.
I don't think
This team, I don't know why this has been a trend, but all these teams are slow. Why is these teams so fucking slow?
Yeah, his speed tiers are pretty bad. A lot of just 100 are like hovering right around it. He does have Terrakion.
Horse in the back is the fastest.
His fastest mon is Terrakion, I think.
Yeah, it is. Also, I just want to point out, I like how can we talk about how the movers go from Togekiss to Dragonite to Aranthus to Volcarona? You know.
Yeah, the removal is not great. If Togekiss isn't there, then Roxer, and like if you're not Boots, D-Knight, and with
Boots
default.
Dragonite is good this
Hey,
year.
hold up, though. You know, default Aranthus was a threat. That's the reason.
Yeah,
I will say this.
I suppose it is.
I will say, and actually has some pretty solid hazard options. Crocodile and Terrakion are really good, and Quillfish will dual hazard. That's good. That's good. But like,
I think it's hazards.
everything else about this team, I just don't like it.
No, I agree.
Like,
Well, I mean, I guess the mons that care a whole lot about hazards are going to be Boots anyways, and so it's not like a mega huge deal, but...
Right, but in terms of like on the defensive end, like Rock, super weak to ground. Like I said, I still think he's kind of weak to ice, even with the resistances. I think this team's bad. I don't know.
Plus, my thing is with the, weak hazard removal options, like, imagine he fights someone with like spikes or something.
Yeah, imagine if he was fighting the Hex Dragapult and he with Toxic Spike.
It's like, or even just like regular spikes. Regular spikes, that's gonna be annoying for like Jirachi, Terrakion, Crocodile, because those things probably won't run Boots.
Anyway, I think we can move on to Brandon, who I don't know how to feel about this. He just drafted 6.
I got a word to say on this.
Here, let me go with the mons, and you can have the first word.
Like this every season.
So Mew, Naganadel, Halucha, Coco, Vaporeon, Zarude, Mega Steelix, and we'll stop there. All right, so.
Drifloon, Beecher, that's smart.
Okay, so
team again.
All right, so let me break it down. So where Brandon threw first, franchising the Halucha. That's where he threw first.
Don't get me started on that.
He paid 20 points for this, by the way. 20, and I'm just like
3 20-point mons. It's all good.
Exactly, 3 20-point mons, and one of them's Halucha. That's the problem. All right,
that's a yikes for me, dog.
But to be real, he has you and Naganadel together with Lucha Coco Terrain. That's pretty nuts offensive. None of us are going to deny that, right? No. But then he has like Vaporeon, which is like, okay, decent bulky water. Zarude, which isn't a bad Pokemon at all. And then there's Mega Steelix, and then teams just unviable trash from there. Like his fairy resists are legit Steelix, Pyro, and Beedrill. Like, why? Like,
I hate this team.
I think it's horrible.
I don't really even have much else to say. I think Vaporeon and Steelix kind of complement each other defensively, like in terms of one's Spidef, one's good Fizdef, and it kind of ends there. He has exactly one rocker in Mega Steelix, he's Mew. But I don't know. Does Mew want to be your defensive core every week?
Yeah, on this team.
Mew, Lucha, Coco, and Triple.
Yeah, there's also like, for having a Zarude, you kind of have like.
Okay.
I was like, for having a Zarude, you kind of have like little ways to punish U-turn because like Steelix doesn't have recovery. You know, Naga doesn't really want to switch in on U-turns. Neither does Coco.
I think Zarude's bad.
Okay, I don't agree with bad,
Oh.
but
I know you don't agree with that. I think it's bad. I'm allowed to say it.
Especially on this team, that's not what he needed at all.
okay, on this team it's
The
bad. I'll
shittiest
agree
of
with
both
that.
worlds for a
I
grass
don't
and a
on
dark
this
type on this team.
because like I don't know the viruses. Like yeah, he got Mew and Naga, but then like the Fairy Coco, then
And
you got your
Vaporeon.
I
And
I don't
then
know.
there's-
Like, okay, so is it crazy? All right, so like I was talking about this with Theo. Is he still gonna win like 6 games though? Because his
Yeah.
top 6 are so good.
Because he has me. Listen, he got as long as he again doesn't pull. You know, he gonna win games. He gonna get results. He got,
he has Lucha. He's guaranteed to win. Like
yeah.
I mean, those first 2 weeks of the season are really going to set the tone for the rest of it. I mean, Paul and Ace is, I would say, the easiest drop, but it's definitely something you can work with, and then you can
Then he
easily
goes
come out
down
of
the
that.
gauntlet.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to point out since we have since we have a division that actually has ghost types, his ghost just goes from Darude to Dunsparce.
Nice.
Fantastic.
He's better than what I have, so I can't shame him.
Sadly, that's
There's
right.
Pyro. He's got 3.
Pyro is an immunity. That is a fact.
That's not on mine. Anyway,
Man.
Yeah, I
Pyro-
think the ceiling is probably 6 and 5 if just he gets a bunch of wins like because
If
of
Halucha
Coco Lucha.
exists on people.
Yeah.
you better make that franchise Lucha worth it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There's
gonna
a
say. If
path-
that Lucha does not have at least like 13 kills.
I don't know how good he is. You got 6-0'd by a Sword Power
That's
Iron
right,
Defense
you did
Lele.
6 of them, yeah, Suck yourself out a
He
little
also
more.
drafted a Theo last season.
Anyway, Buxton, we're going to move on to a team that I think
I
is
just think he let that happen.
definitely a contender.
Yeah, Buxton.
Zeraora, Mega Venusaur, Cinderace, Mamoswine, Seismitoad, Skarmory, Torkoal, Orbeetle, Weezing, Regular, Volibee, and Lunatone. So how we feeling?
I enjoy this team quite a bit. This is my top 3 favorite teams in D2. I don't like a lot of D2 teams personally. I think that there's only like 3 or 4 that are like super good compared to the other divisions. But I really enjoy the way all these Pokemon play off each other. I think Double Ground is a little weird, but they don't necessarily even really come to the same situations.
Neither are weak to ice.
That's true as well.
I find it
one of them's immune to water, which is nice.
Yeah.
Like Jake said earlier, Venusaur is a really good blanket check to a lot of offensive Pokemon, and I think Skarmory, Seismitoad aren't like terrible ways to round that out because it gives him the ground immunity because his offense is kind of weak to ground, which sucks.
Yeah.
I can see this sort of lean going on with Cinderace and Zeraora where Mamoswine is really good offensively, but in terms of like fast offense, that's all you have.
It's going to be Scarf Mamoswine a lot. Tell me
It's
I'm
going to be
wrong.
Scarf Mamo. Yeah, it's going to
I mean,
be.
he's got webs.
That's true. He does have webs. So, I mean, like in certain matchups, it could maybe be like Life Orb or Bandit or whatever. But I think there's going to be a lot of weeks where Mamo is the
dark
Scarfer.
resist is Volibee, which I hate.
Yeah,
This
the dark
team
type
with
is Volibee.
Team
So
with a better dark resist would be great. I would love this team with a better dark resist.
No fairy.
I mean, I
Fairy.
feel like the Torkoal is weird. I don't know.
Yeah,
If it's
his Dragon Fairy Steel Core is Skarmory.
Can you just put?
Why is Torkoal on the team?
I just
Yeah,
realized.
Please, for the love of God.
I have the answer for that.
No, you don't.
Yeah, no.
There's no
Okay,
answer.
there is. No. I'm about to expose Buxton. So,
Is it Chlorophyll Venusaur before Megain?
yeah,
Yes.
Will messaged me
thought-
like asking for a friend. I'm like, because he
bad.
wanted to know if the weather tax involved. That I'm like, I couldn't give him an answer. I'm like, I don't know. I just don't think you should do that. I don't think it's a good idea. And
Technically, no.
Yeah, technically no, they got around it, but that's hilarious that he actually did it.
Buxton, please drop Torkoal. I like your team.
yeah, dude, like pick up a better dark type, and I think this is like a really good team.
I have some things to say about this team.
I know.
As usual. Anyway, so yeah, I think this
Grimmsnarl, some shit. Yeah.
I was thinking that if he could somehow get Grimmsnarl over Torkoal and Volibee.
Yeah, I just think this team's pretty redundant in terms of what it's trying to do. Like, I don't know why you have Venusaur and Weezing on the same team. Like, I understand what you're trying to do with Torkoal and Venusaur. And Torkoal also complements the race fairly well, but I think I'd prefer you get a better dark type than Volibee and have that be your only dark resist. And also get a fairy, so your fairy dragon steel core, like Jake says, is Skarmory. So And then there's 2 grounds, which they both do different things. So, and you have like a fair amount of resistances to back them up. So,
I mean, if he drops Torkoal Wheezing, he can go get Grimmsnarl, and then
I think that's a good fit. I don't even like Grimmsnarl,
Yeah,
and I think that's a good fit.
like, then there's the thing was like, I think his speed control is fairly good with Zero Aura and Cinderace, which is fine. He has decent priority with Mamoswine, good hazard setters with Seismitoad and Skarmory, decent removal with Skarmory and Torkoal, has webs with Orbeetle and Toxic Spikes with Weezing. Not like he needs to Weezing, but it's there anyway. Yeah, this team's like pretty decent. I don't really like the lack of, I guess, proper wall breakers. I mean, Mamoswine's there. And
I was
guess,
actually gonna say that. So like Zorora, I don't think is an amazing wall breaker. I mean, you have probably one of the best in Mamoswine if we're just keeping it real. Cinderace without Libero isn't really. I mean, it is.
It can afford to run Choice Band, and it gets a lot of high power moves.
Like Cinderace is good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's not like you're not really going to be able to break super hard. I guess Mamoswine does help with that. So I don't know. This team is definitely going to be a huge hit or like kind of a miss. Like I could see 5 and 6 if it just doesn't work out.
It definitely depends on the player. If Buxton can step
I feel like going off of what you guys are saying. Sorry, Tristen, you finish.
No, I was just saying based off of it's going to depend a lot on Buxton how well this team does. But I personally don't dislike it that much. You could definitely change around Torkoal and Weezing. They're not extremely important here at all. But other than that, I think it's pretty good.
If you change Weezing, Torkoal, Olaby, and in my opinion, I don't really like Orbeetle, but it's fine on this team. I think the team could be a lot better for sure.
Well, let's say he just drops Torkoal Weezing, gets Grimmsnarl. That helps a lot of his mons out a lot. Gives you screens. It's cool.
Better dark type, an actual fairy type.
Yeah, and rounds out your core. What I was gonna say though is I think what you guys are saying are like it feels like Mamoswine has to do a lot of the wall breaking, and then Zero Aura, Cinderace come up and clean, which I feel like they're doing the same thing at that point. Like
maybe a special electric would be better.
I mean, Mamoswine not a bad wall breaker, but it's just inconsistent at getting in. If that makes sense.
No, so exactly. And it just feels like a lot of his other mons don't want to, like, they want to clean up. Like, they want things chipped down and then they can clean up later.
Hates when hazards are up because, if it's Life Orb, it's taking a shit ton of damage and has to switch out a lot. And yeah, it's...
And if we're going to go off of, like, history, at least off of the one other season he's been in here, he arguably had a better team last season in D3 and didn't make playoffs in D3, and now he's in D2 with, I think, a worse team. So he's got to get past a lot of that.
He did make playoffs.
If you can somehow
you can swap things around though and make this better.
You can drop, the Torkoal the Weezing. You can maybe switch Zero for something like Raikou just got buffed. It's a couple points less, allow you to reach that Grimmsnarl a little easier.
Zapdos is still available.
Cool.
Funny
Zapdos
enough,
wouldn't be awful. It does round out your defensive core a little better. You could switch out Skarmory for maybe a different Pokemon at that point.
I don't know.
I was thinking just a better defogger too.
Yeah. Did Corviknight go undrafted here? I don't remember. No, Monster has it.
Got drafted. I mean,
yeah, Monster has it.
No, but hold up. I didn't even know Zapdos was still there. That could be.
Yeah, I was gonna. Funny enough, I was gonna say. I was gonna say, well, if you were to get Raikou, which you'd have to drop his Zero from, it would actually kind of help Torkoal because he has Weather Ball, which would be kind of
Oh, I didn't even see this. I didn't even see this. Grimmsnarl's there, but Mandibu's still there too.
Yo.
Well.
Okay, so Skarmory, goodbye. Please get out.
Skarmory and Volibee, see ya.
Pick yourself up a Raikou. Pick yourself.
You're gonna evolve the Volibee. It's time.
Exactly. Evolve that Volibee, and you already won the game.
And then after those moves, the Dragon Fairy Steel Core is.
Oh, you're right.
I thought he cut out, and I'm like, wait, no.
I mean, it did cut out.
Anyway, I already said my top and bottom, so I think he has definitely a chance to make playoffs. Like Jake said, if he didn't make it last year, it's going to be tougher to make it this year, but it's definitely doable.
Get Loki, get like instead of Mamoswine, like Needle King or something.
All right, and then I have no idea who this is, but Matt E. He has Excadrill, Mega Mawile, Tornadus T, Deoxys Speed, Rotom Wash, Gigalith, Rabombi, Mr. Rhyme, Dedenne, Wailord, and Metang.
So at least for like history on Matt, he's a good friend of Brandon and Andy, and at least historically in the BBPL, he was the better of the three.
Really? Okay.
So that's why he was automatically put into D2.
No,
I
I
think this
just
team's
love the
kinda
triple
bad.
steal, guys.
I mean, I think Sandrill, Wash, Mawile, Torn can.
He has 2 lead Pokemon in
That's-
Rabombi, Deoxys Speed. He has like Excadrill and Mawile, which I know they're different, but like
There's 3 steel types.
they kind of do the same thing.
3 fairies.
Torn is
No dark.
Torn, no dark. It's his steel is Mawile. I guess he also has the Metang, so excuse me,
Now,
but
what you mean? He has 3 steals.
Oh, and the
All
Excadrill.
Drill? What dang?
but none of them are like
Hazard
true.
stacking
Like the
for,
closest one
like-
to a true steel is Mawile, and I don't think that's great. I don't know. I think this team's kind of shitty.
I hate this team. It's
All right,
really
let's say
bad.
Drill's the real steal.
I think the top 6 can do it.
Now, see, I was gonna say this team offensively goes stupid. Hold up.
I think it's super reliant on Drill and Mawile.
Bulk
I mean,
enough.
yeah, but like they love the hazard stack. Torn likes the hazard stack. Like it's
But
cool.
why is it
Wash-
Rabombi Speed? Like it's so. I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like that's 2 lead mons that
Bro.
you don't really want to have to.
Screw
Like he
that.
doesn't
Why?
need his last
Why does he have
Pokemon, they just don't
Rabombi
need to
and
be
the
on the
Nene? What's the point of the Nene there? Matty, I
funny.
need you. Matty, I need you to at me and explain the
As
thought process.
Okay,
As
if
someone-
he's gonna explain anything, explain the Wailord. What is the Wailord doing here?
Which is, I'd rather
Mark
have the
Water
whale
stuff,
on the
bro.
team than the Nene.
Why is Metang on your team?
Listen, in
Like,
my opinion,
why?
you need more than one of each typing on this team. I think you need to pick up a second rock type. Maybe grab yourself.
Please stop.
Honestly,
Wait,
at this
yes,
point, you
triple psychic.
Where's the Alolan Traveler?
How does that make you feel?
He needs a third
Honestly, at
electric
this
and a
point-
second rock and a Alolan Traveler.
Yes.
Double
Where
electric, double
Nintendo
water,
doesn't need you.
double fairy. This team is
honestly,
crazy.
just get triple flying while you're at it.
I think this team's bad.
It's
Just get triple flying while you're
I
at
hate
it.
this team,
While you're
I
at
got
it.
to agree.
Bro,
This is
this
Drop the
team-
Gigalith Archeon. Just do it.
So
Oh,
Jake,
no.
you know him better than us, I would assume. Do you got a top and
Hmm.
bottom? Because I got nothing. I don't know.
I think I'm more confident in him than I am of Andy and Brandon
think
in
that's
terms
fine.
of performance with the top 6. I mean, Rabombi, Mr. Rhyme are usable. I'm just going to ignore the bottom 3. Like you could get the top 6 as a passable ladder team, but like not as a great one. But yeah, I definitely think if you could get rid of Rabombi for just a better overall fairy, I think I'd be more confident in the team. Mr.
And
Rhyme's
then
funny.
Nene.
Yeah, I ignore that existence. But I think a lot of people are focused on Deoxys Speed being a lead. It can definitely be a decent revenger, but again, you've also got like Torn, which is fine.
That's what I'm saying. Grimmsnarl's
If he can use Deoxys Speed very like in a versatile sense, as opposed to just being a Spikes lead, I think there could be
Yeah, if
some
he's
stuff
creative
here.
with speed, I think this could be a cool team. But I just
Because it gets like nasty plot, it gets set up, it's got physical and special coverage. Like it can do stuff. I had it in like the second season of Pokemon I've ever played, and I only brought it to 1 game out of 5 and then dropped it. So I'm an expert on this topic.
obviously.
But it's really going to be hard, I think, of everyone to gauge where he's going to be because he's also one of those that hasn't played in over a year, and to be immediately thrown into the fire of D2. But at least for his first couple games, it's Buxton and Monster. But then like Nick and Ant 3-4, that's going to be
And then Paul
rough.
Theo.
Yeah. So he's probably going to also hover around that 5-win range, I would imagine.
Okay, I can see that.
I think if something has, like, if you can figure something out for like these first 3 or 4 months, you're not losing a game against this. I feel like
If you can figure out how your Ghost Resist isn't Gigalith and Wailord, you know.
I can call it Jigglypuff. Hold up, we got some issues.
Wolf.
I said Gigalith.
You said Jigglypuff.
I said Gigalith.
I heard
You
Jig-
said
I
Gigalith.
heard Jigglypuff.
I
Yeah,
said
see?
All right, you know what? Hey, I'm recording, so we'll hear it back. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
play
we'll
back
hear,
in the
we'll
bar.
hear that Aaron's probably right, but you know,
It's fine.
that's
Anyway.
what I heard.
Yeah, Drill is definitely like good enough where it could win you some games, but
The offense is like it's brute force enough to make a dent, but I
That's
just
what I'm
think
The offense amazing.
I could see him losing a bunch of games like 2-0, 1-0, but I don't think he's going to win a bunch of games.
That's what I'm
I don't-
saying. I think his games will be close, but
I
like
don't know
it's
if
gonna
this
be hard for
team
him to get a
is
win.
gonna work the way he wants it to.
I will
Alright.
say this: he'll be any like heavy balance, like he should destroy Andy and Skylar easily, like with the Mega
Yeah.
Ball out. Like,
Oh yeah, Skylar about to get
Skylar's not
whooped.
balanced. Skylar's is. We'll get there.
Yeah,
I have-
we'll
Skylar's
get
is
we'll
the
get to
team she
Skylar,
had
but
2 seasons ago that I hated.
choice words for mono pink, anyways.
So let's move on to Monster, who is, I would probably say, one of the more disappointing players from last season, because he moved down from D1, and a lot of people, kind of myself included, thought like he was going to be a playoff team. He just didn't really care, and he went 5-6. But his team is Buzzwole, Corviknight, Primarina, Nihilego, Rotom-Mo, Spectrier, Megaglele, Rhyperior, Magmortar, Musharna, and Kangaskhan. No bad
Now
Pokemon.
wait, before before anyone says it, I will say, prior to the draft, like a couple days prior to the draft, Monster, he was in call with like me and Harris. He was saying like, yo, no cap, I kind of want to try this season. I'm like, okay, I heard this live before. Shout out to Keegan, but anyways, so
and then Keegan, who did horribly.
yeah, so hopefully, Monster ain't capping this time. It doesn't take 20 minutes to build his team.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah. When
Monster.
you add him, like,
Yeah.
hey, you ready? Yeah, give me 15. I got to build.
Please, Monster, don't hurt my heart again. Keegan is already done that.
I gotta eat dinner.
I want to point out Keegan got like a round 7 or 5 star to steal it and still went negative.
That's what I'm saying. So please, Monster, I just beg, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me, bro.
Anyway,
I think that this team reminds me of like if I liked Steph's teams.
I don't even know what that means.
You know what?
I mean,
can kind of
if anything,
You feel what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
this minorly reminds me of
Pokemon function, in my opinion,
of
together.
my season 8 team. Because, I mean, there's Buzzwole, Corf, Primarina, Rhyperior is basically Regirock.
You right.
It doesn't have
Basically.
Dynamax, but
I mean,
That's all right,
Now,
shoots.
although
Rhyperior is basically just cooler Regirock.
Why is Rhyperior Nihilego though? Like, do they really do enough like separately to? Also, I think
just wanted to
Nihilego
use it
sucks.
like
I'm
that.
going to put it out there.
Well,
It
he
does
needed
nothing.
the ground and one hit special, one hit physical. Like, they both do different things.
I guess.
I'm okay with that.
play daily give to
I just think Nihilego is a bad Pokemon, especially for your fourth best Mon.
I
It
do
was
want to
definitely
say
better with Z moves.
Feels
Although
like
I-
very
Hidden power.
watered down, weird Harris. I feel
Yeah,
like
not having hidden power for like fire or ice or shit like that. It was, I don't know.
I still think Nihilego is fine because it actually gets knockoff, so
it does get the funny meteor beam this gen. So
True.
power is
Okay.
You
going.
also got that corrosive gas.
Anyway, what were we gonna
Sorry.
say?
Doesn't it get
No,
knocked
I do want to say one more fun fact, bro. For the person that's been talking about no teams with dark types, Harris helped Monster with some transactions, and this team don't have a dark type. So Harris, you want to explain yourself?
That Nihilego can go and you can grab something because I feel like Nihilego Spectrier do like the same thing.
But yeah, Nihilego's just worse.
Wait,
Yeah.
Harris, you want to go? You want to explain?
All right, one, I was tired as fuck. So, I'm just like, man, can't you afford Buzzwole? Put that shit on the team. I was like, his team's instantly better. There you go.
Yeah, Buzzwole
I
the
mean, you
MVP.
right.
I'm still gonna stand behind it. Buzzwole was the MVP last season. He did
Yeah,
not
and I
win what
guess
he
if he
should've.
has, I guess for Psychics, it's not really that awful to deal with because Corviknight can check like a bunch of offensive ones. Spectrier pressures the hell out of all of them.
And
And
it's
then
not bad.
As for Ghost checks, you have a Kangaskhan, which not the best, but Kangaskhan is certainly viable.
I was gonna say Kangaskhan works.
The team has enough like natural bulk to take on that.
Yeah, and Buzzwole is, it pressures Psychics too. So for me, just being tired and forgetting to tell him to get a Dark type, it's not that bad.
Nah, that's true. I just thought that was funny.
Oh, I will throw in that I hate Megaglele, and I think it's one of the worst Pokemon in existence in terms of like, viability at anything. It's really bad. Anyways,
I think it's kind of cool in draft because like Spikes is fine.
I think it has base 100 speed and base 120 offenses with no boosting item, and like, why does this exist?
Yeah,
Just
why
make
did
it-
they give him 120 special attack? Why didn't they just go all
Just
in?
make
to
it better.
attack?
Just make it a better Pokemon. Thanks.
Hey, like Nick said, that's the March Madness champion.
So it can run like Blizzard Explosion kind of shit, I guess.
It's around Blizzard.
Explosion
All
is
I'm
physical.
saying is I'd
Jam.
rather use the Poison and Kangaskhan.
Ice Shard and Explosion.
true.
That's all this Pokemon can do.
And Spikes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
if you could get like a different Mega and maybe change Nihilego for like a different Fastmon, I wouldn't
Dark.
take it.
I mean, if
Well,
you're
we got a
Glalie
name
and
Lego,
Nihilego
you need
for
a
a different
poison.
Mega and like maybe Zoroark in like a mid dark would be cool.
I mean, but you gotta remember if you got a name Lego, he won't have a poison either. So
I think
Get like rid of Nihilego, Glalie, and Magmortar for like Mega Doom. Could be cool.
Mega who?
Mega Houndoom.
Oh, I think you said Mega
Oh,
Dildo.
nah,
I'm
you
like,
didn't-
wait, excuse me?
No, that's a throw. What's wrong with you?
You're really trying to have monster lose games, aren't you?
That's a
I like Mega
throw.
Doom.
I'd rather have no dark type. Oh, no.
Wow.
I'll make a
I'll be-
Houndoom.
That's
I'll be
cap.
I
like,
always,
no,
you know what? I respect it. I was saying it earlier. I think Mega Houndoom underrated.
You know, Red Absolute fire. Yes, sir.
Oh, that's my guy. Yeah, you know what, Monster?
Honestly, I'd use Volibee as my lead
Yeah,
dart
Monster,
before.
pick up
I'd use
Mega-
the
Get Mega Absol, bro. Get Mega Absol. He is waiting for you.
You know what?
He is
That may be
everything
the
you
play.
need.
Wouldn't be that bad on his team, actually. He gives him a
Yo,
bad.
that's the real play.
Yeah.
Yes, finally,
Anyway.
someone's gonna draft my
Gives him
boy.
another way to deal with hazards too.
All right, now let's go to the 0 and 11 team. Nick.
I will say this. It at least looks fun. I will say that.
Yeah, that's Monster
Nick said,
says
I'm
this
drafting
is
Fun Mons, and then he said Gallade, Hydreigon, Heatran, Milotic.
Yo, what I never said I was
Nick said he was going to have fun,
Nick,
and then he
Nick, since
animorphed
this is your
into
team, do you
Eon.
want to read it out?
I never said I was drafting fun.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, you said you weren't gonna try that hard, and then you went.
Okay, I drafted mons I wanted to use.
Nick, do you want to read your team since
Nick's
it's
not
yours?
trying hard. His bottom five are ass. Like,
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Let
Exactly.
us see what you got rocking.
Okay, we got Mega Gallade, we got Hydreigon, we got Heatran, I know, shocker. Milotic, we got Weezing, we got Donphan, we got Swellow, we got Lycanroc Day, shout out to Ant, we got Jolteon, we got Leafeon.
Oh, shout out to Leafeon. Shout out to Leafeon.
Shout out to Eon. Shout out to Eon for the bottom.
Shout out to Eon, Double Evolution, we miss you.
Why didn't you go Flareon for last one instead of Sliggoo? Like, damn.
I have a fire type already.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
You already have a dragon type too.
It's not like you're bringing it anyway. Just get.
Go Glaceon.
And
You got
and also,
explain the
Flareon
problem,
costs more.
bro.
So
Because
no.
you got two of your favorite mons, and he
Anyways,
changed
Nick, explain to us what you're going with this.
I honestly just picked types and just kind of pick mons. Like there was no real theme.
Okay.
I think Swallow's going to be
Alright.
the MVP, clearly.
I think the
Leafeon.
top six is great, but the bottom five, Nick, what is wrong with you?
Excuse me, there's Leafeon right there. Do not disrespect him.
Okay, Harris, you're no one to judge about drafting low tier grasses.
Harry said you got that on the team? Ain't that ironic?
He has a whole Milotic and a Hydreigon. So yes, I am saying he's better.
Okay, what's your point?
He has checked the waters. You don't need Leafeon that badly.
I wanted a grass type. What's so
And you
bad
picked a
about
great one. Thank you very much for your service.
He's
At
just
least-
prepping.
At least
Oh, yeah,
he picked a
I'll take
Bible grass.
Mystery's
I-
just busy having pipe dreams over his thoughts of actual Leafeon, where it has like 170 attack and 130.
All right.
I picked an actual grass.
He's like, what if they
type.
took all the useless stats out of Pokemon and just threw them into offense?
No, I'm just saying, why? You know what? It's not even that. All right, if they just gave him like Earthquake,
That is exactly what your
or
dream is.
what if they gave him? What if they gave him like high horsepower or like Stomping Tantrum or something cool like that, and he could hit, and he was good on Sun. I don't know. I think Leafeon's underrated.
If it changed and has moves
Well,
that it does.
when he had Z move like for Z Dig, he was cool.
Yeah.
Then else, gosh.
Z dig.
Yeah, when Absol had Dynamax, it got like 18 kills.
Yeah,
Anything
yeah.
could
Well, fuck you. All right, I don't need to hear this. Anyway, Nick's
Red
probably still
Rock
gonna win a fuck
MVP,
ton of
baby.
games because it's Nick.
At least it's better than Eldegoss anyway.
Honestly,
Maybe
Jolteon is
Dragon can just win games in general. Especially against
the
DT.
same reason I draft what's it called? Same reason I draft Crobat. I just needed speed. Like it's awful. Lycanroc, literally shout out to Ant. I have a habit of losing to Volcarona, so bang bang, got that that rock on deck.
Are you losing the bulk of a Heatran, bro? Like,
Bro,
You
if there's a will, there's a way.
Milotic.
There's a will, there's a way.
Hold up. You gotta remember,
Nick,
it's Nick when
Nick, are you trying to say you're gonna miss 8 stun edges? Is that what you're trying to tell
I
me?
mean,
Like,
you never know, bro.
He's gonna
Nah,
miss all his ancient powers. That's what's
Nick,
going on.
use Sigoo to check Volcarona.
We
You
have
have to try and lose to Volcarona if you have a Heatran. Like,
yeah, Nick,
I'm gonna try to lose Volcarona, then I ain't.
Alright, so here's what's gonna happen. If you lose the bulk of a Heatran, he's either gonna miss 8 stun edges,
yeah, with no hidden
60
power.
toxics, or just not run more. Like,
You know what? I'm gonna bring Mono lose to Volcarona versus Ant. Let's see if he watches this and brings the Volcarona when I clearly shouldn't.
please.
He probably still will.
I mean, he brings Volcarona to every game besides like 3 in the history of Draft League.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will say,
Did he
And it's a
franchise it? I can't remember.
he did. He
Yeah.
literally made
It's
sure
a much
he got
better
the
franchise than the Porygon 2 from last year. Shout out to him.
True. Shout out to, what was it, 15 points?
Something like that. Some dog.
anyway.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I think ceiling is still like 10-1, something like that, because it's Nick.
I prefer not to give me that high of an evaluation.
It's fine.
Oh,
We'll
you know
win like 8 games anyway. It's fine.
I'll say 8-3 to make your fucking.
No, floor is like 8-3 if Nick just gives
I'll say
absolutely no
1
fucks.
I'll say 1 in 10. Nick for D3.
Well, thanks, Harris. I
He's
appreciate
gonna
that.
make the climb. All right. I think we could just move on then. I think
I have
that's
some
fine.
words for Nintega. Let's
All
go.
right. Let me read the mons, and Tristan, you can go first. Mega Scizor, Clefable, Rillaboom, Slowking, Flygon, Pillow-Swine, Mismagius, Venusaur, Girder, Ninetales, and Boltund.
Good son.
We have
Good team.
Good team.
we have all right. We have 3 good Pokemon. 3, respectable first 3 picks. They don't necessarily do anything for each other because they don't have a fire resist among them. But then he picked up Slowking. It's a good Spadef water type with the
I bet he picked up a
Regenerate.
really good 5th mon, too.
Yeah, and he's got Piloswine and the rest of his team.
Dude, he's
not
picking the
existent.
bad Mystery CD team. He got the Piloswine as the only defensive answer.
He's bringing 5 Pokemon every week and 1 sack.
I've
This team is so ass. I hate this fucking
I've
team.
never seen Mega Scizor drafted on Sun.
Yeah, why did he draft Sun Mega Scizor?
I just noticed.
This team gives me
Guys,
clinical
he
depression.
just
It's
said
losing every game.
if he just takes the thing that Scissor's gonna lose, he can't lose.
Literally,
Yeah.
the bottom 5 Mons and Flygon have less than 0 reason to be here.
Nah, listen.
They all suck ass on this team.
Nah.
Why did you draft like 6 Pokemon that are worth 9 points for
Why'd
no
you draft
reason?
2 Earthquakers on a Rillaboom
Wait.
team?
There's
Can we
no
talk about one more thing?
There's like 5 usable Pokemon. What is?
Can we say one more?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for everyone's favorite game. Time to play at home. Harris, where's that dark type?
Harris, where's that dark type?
True.
It's knockout.
It wants to be Boltund, probably.
The ghost, the ghost with your power swine.
Mega Boltund about to go in.
Where's
Nah.
that dark type? Yeah, I love how Nintega drafted Sun just to see his Mega Scizor take more from Fire Boost. I love that. Like,
Yeah, his Mega Scizor and his Rillaboom.
You can't lose to
and
Sun
his
if you draft
Venusaur
it.
And his
Why does he have
Piloswine.
Venusaur and Rillaboom on the same team?
yeah, I love how he
Pokemon, but
drafted.
they don't. They like do the same thing on each team. They have a priority move that gets bodied by steals.
Although
their-
I'm not gonna lie
That's their
though,
mantra.
I once again like Flygon on the team. I'm not good cat.
I hate
I'm not-
Flygon. I know
Flygon is
you
so
like
bad.
Flygon. I don't
It's
see
not
what you
even.
see.
It's not even
100
like
attack,
it's
80
Flygon.
special attack.
The team.
I have a
Literally
Pokemon for a
like
whole
the
season.
team.
I can't do anything creative with it, and it does like 40% to like not even bulky Pokemon with a
I won't
choice.
cap. I actually agree with Jamal. I like Flygon.
That's what I'm saying. I think
He has a
Flygon was
Rillaboom.
fine.
What?
But do you like Flygon as your 5th most expensive Pokemon?
No, I
Okay,
didn't say
that's
that.
questionable.
I didn't say that. I
Obviously.
said I like Flygon on the team. I didn't say
I
I,
just
like
like Flygon.
Can you tell me why you like Flygon on the team?
Now listen, I will. I got you.
Please
I
tell me.
think
I just want to know.
I think it pairs really well with Mega Scissor because like they can both like U-turn each other and like it's a decent defogger, so it takes some pressure off Scissor having to run it.
I
It-
agree. Oh, you're still going. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it can like and like plus with Clefable, I think it's a solid Dragon Steel Fairy Core. Like Flygon may be a mid dragon, but like the other two carrying it, and like it still provides enough to the team to make it usable.
I think they can U-turn to each other, and I think I agree with that. And I think that the other two are absolutely carrying it. I really hate. I picked up this Pokemon once. I've looked at it before in theory, and I've just whenever I'm in the team builder, I never see use for Flygon. I think it's like one of the worst, like most overpointed Pokemon. That
I think you
people
need to debate
point
Ace
out.
about this.
I really hate it.
I mean,
this isn't
I-
the Flygon discussion. This is talking about
I-
Nintega's trash
I-
ass team.
If I'm trying to if anything, I actually do not think Flygon is bad on this team at all. Like I think it genuinely fits synergetically for his team. But do I think it? Do I agree with it being the 5th best Pokemon or most expensive Pokemon on his team? Absolutely not. Like, but I will say it fits on this team. It's
Plus,
a
it's a
decent
duplicate
fire.
ground type.
It's a
Well,
decent.
yeah. What did they get first? They get Flygon Piloswine first in the draft.
I can check. One sec.
Because he wanted Regieleki and then he just randomly jumped to Flygon.
Nintega.
What a jump.
Nintega drafted
Also,
Flygon.
I'd like to say I'm depressed that Regieleki is worth less points than Flygon. Anyway.
Yeah, there's no reason for that.
Jake, I was really trying to make you laugh.
Anyway, I think Flygon provides a nice fire resistance for Scizor. It may not wall or beat every fire, but it at least checks it, and with like maybe Scarf or something like that, it can at least force it out. It gets U-turn, so it can at least get
the same amount of points as Regieleki. It's fine.
Anyway, so at least that it U-turns, you can get momentum into mons that otherwise would check it. For example, if a berry checks it, you get into Mega Scizor. Unfortunately, he decided to port this shit with Sun for some dumbass reason, but we're going to ignore that.
Why are we spending this much time on our Flygon team? Can we please move on?
I'm just saying.
I was just saying. I think it's decent on this team.
I don't know why he got Piloswine.
That's fine.
I just think he threw the latter half of this
We got
game.
Piloswine and the other 5 mons that do nothing. Please fix your team. It really sucks. Anyways.
Top 5 6, bottom 2 and 9.
Yeah, can we move on to Paul? Nintega. I believe that you can look at the tier list long enough to figure something out, but I don't know. You might not have enough time. Anyways, let's move on to
a much better team. And I'm really happy for him. Paul. Dragon Ball, Mega Arrow, Nidoqueen, Tangrowth, Bronzong, Darmanitan, Mantine, Regieleki, Florges, Absol, and Mienfoo.
Bro, this team has
zooming. This team is zooming.
This has a flower fetish.
Okay, apart from the bottom 3 being an ass, this team's actually not bad.
I love this team. This is my favorite team in D2. Absolutely. No cap. He got one of my favorite draft Pokemon. He's got Nidoqueen. I used Dragon Ball recently. Really fun. His speed is unmatched.
Tangrowth, Bronzong is cool.
Yeah, he's got cool synergetic walls. He got his Spadef that Tangrowth so horribly craves on any draft team. He's got good Vault turn going on. Dragapult, Aerodactyl, Regieleki, Darmanitan is really cool, almost more than Matt. He's got good hazard removal. I love the hazard setters, even though they're not that many. Nidoqueen's a really great hazard setter. Aerodactyl can set fast rocks. Mantine's a good defaulter. He's got rapid spin. I don't know. I don't really see much that's wrong with this team. I think you can nitpick for sure, but
I love Paul. Or just to say, I feel like most of this team. Props to me.
Okay.
Okay, there's 2 things that I don't like about this team. Well,
go ahead, Harris.
Yeah. All right, 1. Fuck Florges and the dark being Absol. So there's that. But
that is the worst part about the team is that Absol.
I don't like how your knockoff switch-ins are like Florges, which I guess that's
violate Mienfoo.
And it goes from Absol to Mienfoo, and that's just not great. And the Ghost Resist go for the same, where Absol is literally the only Ghost switch on this team, but there are not as many Ghosts in here in general, so I suppose that's okay. One of them's Nintega with Miss Magius, and the other's Monster.
He has one of the Ghosts. He has Dragapult, so that's
true.
And yeah, I'll have the other Dragapult.
The top 4 mons are all weak to ice.
Yeah, there's that.
Why does the ice switches go from Bronzong to Darmanitan?
Yeah, I mean,
old special.
I'm not even going to say this is the best team in D2, but it's absolutely my favorite one. This is a very Paul team, too. He was so excited about all these Pokemon.
It's one of the only teams I'm afraid of.
One of the best
ones.
I'm only D2 teams.
I think it's a really good team. I mean, I know there's a few issues.
Every
team's
going to
have
terrifying
issues
to build for unless you have very specific Pokemon.
His speed is insane, so he's going to be able to run a lot of Adamant and stuff like that. Speed control is in his favor. He has good walls. I think it's a good team. I think his ceiling.
He's got really fast Pokemon.
It's absolutely going to come down to how well he plays, 100%. And I believe in Paul. I still think he's a good battler.
And the Paul factor.
The Paul factor is undefeated. The dude will hit hurricanes in the sun like it's nothing. I'm going to say his ceiling, just because I'm worried about him back in D2 again. I'm going to say his ceiling is 8-3. The floor is 5-6. I think he's a really good team. I think he's a playoff team.
Wait to see Meteor beam Aerodactyl Mega.
Time. Oh, and I guess one more thing.
Please do not listen, Paul. Please don't run Meteor beam Mega.
Also, one more thing, and this is just more of a nitpick. I don't like how his wall core is kind of passive in general. That's about the only thing I have to say about it.
I don't know if Tangrowth and Nidoqueen are necessary.
Okay, Zong is definitely.
Zong is passive, but
I think that's a little nitpicky.
Zong and Mantine are passive, but Nidoqueen and Tangrowth are definitely not.
Like I said, kind of, because Tangrowth and Nidoqueen aren't really passive. Bronzong is.
It's okay for walls to be
passive. And Zong gets body press and Gyro Ball, so it's not entirely passive.
Nidoqueen and Regieleki, Those are really good offensive Pokemon.
And then Mantine is just Mantine. Like, so.
It's a cool fit with Sangre.
Mantine the GOAT.
All right, and I think this is next up is probably one of the most disappointing drafts just because of the player. Like, I get that she didn't make a draft plan until like she wasted like 22 hours to make a draft plan.
I hate that I have a contender for like a worse team than Nintega.
Yeah, so we got Skylar, Mega Lopunny, Kartana, Slowbro, Amoonguss, Ninetales, Gligar, Miltank, Talonflame, Rotom, Persian, and Linoon. I don't get this team at all. I think the synergy is awful other than Slowbro, Amoonguss.
There are exactly 2 offensive Pokemon on this team.
I see.
Yeah, Talonflame and Linoon Galar.
I'm fine with bulky teams, but like this team can't make progress at all. It literally just
it's
can't.
not like good bulk together necessarily.
Dude, and there's a Ninetales that sets up the hail, and then there's a Talonflame that loses its tail wings.
Tend to lose to the same Pokemon, and they just kind of once they're gone, you can't win. You just need like a coverage.
Yeah, what if someone predicts the cart, like she tries to make a read with the cart and it catches like a fire move and just dies, and then
what if
like
she fights Pole and she has nothing to outspeed Dragapult?
I mean, off a matchup alone.
Criticism, not that many must outspeed Dragapult.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
nah, I'm just saying.
Funny enough, Paul actually has some of the monsters that outspeed Dragapult.
Exactly. That's not no one's fault.
He took them all.
Well, I'm not saying that outspeed. I'm saying there's nothing here to like even beat it. Besides maybe like Scarf Ninetales if Paul doesn't run Scarf or Dragon Dance, for God forbid.
Okay, Dragapult doesn't have a lot of answers in general. Though. Like
I know that. I'm just saying like there's some very, not even necessarily very specific. Just like there's a lot. I think there's a generally pretty decently sized pool of Pokemon that can shred this team to bits as soon as the first 2 are taken care of. And since they're taken care of by like the same kind of defensive Pokemon, it's really not that hard to prep for it if you have the stuff.
Ninetales, I will say, Ninetales on this team is fucking pointless. I don't know why it's here. Like over any other.
It's not even good because it gets rid of Talonflame's Gale Wings.
Okay.
Well, you're not running Gale Wings on Talonflame.
Yeah,
why aren't you running?
Okay, but every time it takes away that ability to run Gale Wings.
Yeah,
every
it doesn't
time
have its own.
I'm almost never a Gale Wing. Like
you can't run. I don't know.
Flame body.
Better anyway.
And then just.
I mean, you need all the offense you can get with this.
I don't like how our breakers go from Kartana to Rotom to
Miltank
to
Like
like
how Tristen was saying, I feel like if Lopunny and Cart go down, like just look to the left at Andy's team. Gardevoir clicks Hyper Voice 6 times, it wins, or like it clicks Psychic on Amoonguss.
Yeah, facts.
Like it just like loses to a good offensive
Like,
mod.
the thing is, she's a decent player, but I think this team is just bad.
Yeah, she like really set herself up for a challenge this season.
Well, this is just a repeat of 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, the all pink team.
He drafted a very similar team with Ninetales on a fat team.
Slowbro, Amoonguss, Gligar, Miltank.
She had a Dragapult.
Shiny Ninetales.
Yeah, she had a Dragapult.
Bad though, remember?
Well, that's the thing. Dragapult was the mod on that team. It was Dragapult and the rest of that. Like Lopunny and Cart take over that role, and then everything else.
It's almost like KMJ stall, but like the team isn't good enough to stall.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Though. She was like, I didn't understand when she was talking about how she was like, it just feels like Dragapult didn't do enough for me, and that was probably because that was the only offensive mod on that team. So it kind of
if you can drop Ninetales for like, you could drop Ninetales and maybe like Miltank for a better fairy type that makes more sense on this team, and then one special attacker. Maybe I can see this team doing something. Right now, I'm
going to be Calm Mind Slowbro every week.
I'm not good. I kind of like Galone Ninetales on this team. I think that was nice for it.
Was it?
Jamall, what cliff have you fallen off of? Holy shit.
Yeah, I really disagree. I think you kind of are today.
What does it do for the team?
It was a joke. It was
okay,
a joke.
I was gonna. Well, okay,
Yeah,
that was pretty convincing.
It was a joke.
Well, now we know.
Look, man.
Now we know.
I mean, I don't think you need to do like a complete overhaul to the team. I think the top 4 is fine. Talon, Rotom, Persian are at least a decent value. I think just getting rid of Ninetales, Gligar, and Miltank for a little bit more offense would be fine.
I want to point out, for fairies, Feeney's still on the board.
Huh?
Just saying.
I mean, but she does have Slowbro, so it's like...
If it means getting rid of the garbage-ass Ninetales, then yeah, that's better. Like
I don't know. Figure out some way to redeem it because it sucks right now. I can't deal with looking at this team.
I think Ninetales is fine on offense. This is not
Literally just grab Sylveon.
Yeah,
That
No,
works
that's
That's
too.
her
That works
mascot.
too.
Like the Sylveon
Sure,
right there.
you get a special attacker. It's pink. There you go. You know, it's
You need a
everything you
breaker
need.
that-
It's a special attacker.
not
It's
just
special
hard.
defensive.
Look,
Pink.
she's a good enough
Lucky.
battler to win
Wow.
7 games.
Look
but
at that.
I
One Pokemon on the board fulfills all your needs. Get rid of the trash ass Ninetales. Fix your trashy team. Thank
And
you.
I want you to know.
Linu Galar, like, and why is that there? Y'all
Because
say
why
For
not?
1 point mod.
That's
Yeah.
our cool breaker.
cool or not, it's useless on this team.
Bro, Jamall already spoken that. That's our 4th best breaker, and I'm not even joking.
That's Wormadam on my team.
Bro,
I want you to know, Clara is not beating like
Linu Galar.
3/4 of these D3.
No, Galar Linoon does suck. I agree.
Like,
Dude,
she has
Galarian Linoon is great.
Megalop
She's
Galar
his
Linoon
tongue.
is Linoon with literally none of the benefits that Linoon has, which is
Honestly,
pretty much
This team is
nothing.
Gen 8 team that
Honestly,
still
Skylar's
loses to
team
Australia.
is probably the only team where I say Nintega has a free matchup.
And that's week 1.
That's tough.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I think her
well-
absolute ceiling, just because she's a good battler, is 7-4, and floor 3 and 8.
I'm gonna say 1 in 10. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't disagree. I think she's good enough to where it's not going to happen. But
I
team is
think, yeah,
bad.
the skill gap between her and most of the D3 promotes is definitely prominent. And I do think, yeah, just make a couple changes between Ninetales, Gligar, and Miltank for something like Sylveon and 2 other fillers, and I think the team's viable. But it's probably going to be, at best, a repeat of 2 seasons ago where she scraped into semifinals and
Yeah, she got
then
no
could
in
not get
round
past
1.
Matt.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's absolute ceiling.
Moving on to
On the D1, right?
Wait, what?
On the D1,
Oh
right?
yeah, on to D1, yeah.
Yeah, on to D1.
Anyway,
So
yeah,
Carboni.
Theo,
his
no,
team.
Theo, you can read off your team since it's yours.
Urshifu Single Strike, Tapu Lele, Rotom Heat, Mega Beedrill, Registeel, Swampert, and then Noivern, Shaman, Ambipom, Mr. Mongoloran, Thought Patrol.
I mean, I think it's a really good team. There definitely are some weaknesses, but overall, it looks insane to switch into.
Explain where you going. Your thought process would make this team.
Oh, well, my whole draft got changed when Urshifu was still there, and then Nick DM'd me some very mean things.
Okay, look. No. He sent me his entire draft plan. I said, bro, I won't snipe you at all. And then he goes after I make a plan, like I got a plan all lined up, and then he takes
my God, okay, I'm ready.
takes them on.
Okay, you told me you're not going to snipe me. You never shared your plan with me, or I wouldn't have taken
I
him.
was in the process of making the plan. That's why.
You never told me who you were taking, so I was like,
banking it off your
doesn't matter.
draft
Yeah, but
plan.
Theo told me really early on, he's like, if Urshifu falls to me, I'm going to take it. So, I mean, I guess he didn't tell you that, but I was aware that was going to happen. So.
Well, it was a last-second choice.
What I'm hearing is that Theo's a bad friend. Got it.
I mean,
Basically, could have told you that years ago.
Anyway, your thought process, Theo?
I mean, well, like a lot of the other things were already on my plan, except for like Mega Beedrill and I don't think I originally had Noivern Shaman, but the other ones kind of were because I have the really strong special attacker, physical attacker, that I like. I have the semi bulky and attacking Rotom Heat, which is nice, and then I have the bulk finished out in Swampert Registeel, which I think is nice. It's not as good as my last season bulk, but I mean it's still very good.
your season last season was just 1 in a million, though. That's not really going to happen again.
Oh no, I'm saying bulk, not just team wise,
No,
but
I
yeah,
know,
it still was. Mega Beedrill's also just there to help with U-turning and just punching holes and shit with their Shifu and Lele. And then like the rest of stuff's kind of just support, almost.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
It's definitely one of the better teams in D2.
I agree. But I think, like, one thing I have to say is I don't like how the only Darkers is really just Urshifu. Like, that one's just kind of to me, but, like, you know, it's not like Urshifu's a bad Dark Resist or anything. Hell, it quad
Yeah, because
resist.
it kills Dark.
I mean, I see what Harris is saying though. Like knockoff kind of runs
Knockoff
house
is pretty
as well, like-
spammable on this team.
Yeah.
That will be annoying. I think you have good
Yeah,
ways to pivot into your offense that beats Dark, though, because you have Beedrill and Urshifu, and you got Volt Switch and Flip Turn with Swampert, Rotom Heat.
No, what was nice is I have Volt Switch, Rotom, U-turn Beedrill, U-turn Noivern, Flip Turn Swampert, and U-turn Ambipom.
Oh, yeah, that was
I have the
thing.
Path, but I can't switch anything with it with Mr.
Yeah, that was my other thing. Well, why is Ambipom here? Like,
That's
It
the
was
ghost
just,
resist.
I had
You
to
know
look
what? Do
at
not
six.
complain. He will pick up the type null again. We can't go through it again. I can't.
Yeah,
Oh, I would-
please.
Please,
I would
God.
rather see that than
We
Palm.
can't see it again.
I can't do it. I will literally have a panic attack. I can't do it. I did the 4 attacks
I said I
max spin F
told him
type
what I was
null.
thinking about getting. He messaged me that I'm not allowed to pick techno.
Honestly,
it's legal.
I would have rather seen on another team than in Palm.
So here's the thing. There's no promises
know,
it's
though.
taking long. There's a good chance it's gone by like 2 days. I just picked it because I needed to pick something, and I was just like,
It's just
Yeah,
Dragon
but
Ball.
it wasn't the worst pick there. So I was like,
True,
okay,
that
here
is
we
the
go.
drag point.
It's not like Ambi Palm's like the worst pick you could have got. I'm just thinking on this team it's just kind of pointless. That's my thing.
I don't think you'll
No,
be
there's
there
there's
alone.
still there's other things I'm
This team
looking at that I might. There's other things I'm looking at already that I'm like I'm
I
probably
think-
gonna drop it for.
I think your speed is kind of lopsided. You do have good scarfers, but I don't know. They tend to want to punch a little more than be scarfed. I feel like your bulk core is pretty good. I like Swampert, Rotom Heat, Registeel synergy. It's a little weak to drill, but that's not like a huge deal. You have Shaman, which is a good ground resist.
Hippopotas.
Yeah.
Paw Patrol.
The biggest thing I was seeing with the team was that I guess it's just me, but a lot of these walls seem like I guess your team just feels like it gets chipped down really easy. Like other than Shaman, it's a lot of
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're missing recovery on your walls.
yeah.
for
It
sure.
just it's like they're all very passive. Swampert can't heal. He sets up rocks. He gets chipped down, and he's kind of done. He's just sacked for later. Reggie has rest, but there's not a lot of times where
Tank
get rest.
Greymon has res.
Yeah, so the thing with Theo's team is like it's definitely meant to play quicker games. Like it's not gonna be, like Theo's not gonna be playing a game that's like
85
above like
turns.
50 turns, or it should be rare if it's that case. But it definitely has the momentum to where he can get in his breakers with Lele Hershey and just start punching holes. And he has decent pivots to back it up with Registeel, Swampert, sadly Shaman, Noivern, Rotom Heat, and Beedrill just cleans up with Lele and Hershey can break easily. So
Yeah,
I
your offense
I
is
like that
insane.
aspect. I just wish he'd get rid of the fucking game.
Hey,
But
in Shaman's defense, I wanted literally every other grass type, but they were all taken. The
Is
turn I was
regular
gonna
Autono
draft.
still on the board?
That's what I was gonna draft. That's what I was
if
dropping.
you could
Dropping
get
Ambipom.
Ambipom, if you could drop like Ambipom, and maybe if you had to, Mr. Mime, for like a
No,
Wish
what I was-
Caster, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because
I
like
was
Wish
literally
into
looking
Reggie
at
and
Autono.
Swampert and all that would really help the non-recovery.
The only issue is I
Oh,
told me he wanted Audino, so I couldn't just take it from him.
whose
So I had
ellipsis
to like
going on?
wait at least. But like Audino's the one I was looking at because it's 1 point less, and then
Nice.
we'll just see. What that goes.
All
Yeah,
right. Well,
overall, I think definitely a favorite in D2. I think the ceiling is absolute ceiling 10-1, probably realistically like 9-2, and the floor is like 7-4. I think this is probably a top 2 team. All right, we want to move on to
Lickitung is my
D1
wish
then.
caster.
Finally, yes, no.
Big Papa.
No,
All
which is
right,
my
we get to
favorite D1.
start with the absolute best team in D1 too.
Carboni. So we're looking at Megalop, Gengar, Cresselia, Rotomo, Araquanid, Comfey, Moltres, Piloswine, Regular Hoopa, Stakataka, and Guzzlord. How we feeling?
I don't understand the team. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, am I missing
Weird
something?
Trick Room team.
Bro.
This looks like a team where he was like, I don't know what's going on. I didn't make a draft plan. I'm gonna draft literally the first thing I see on the tier list. That's
Motherfucker
still there.
sniped me on Megalop too. I was gonna take that, and then nope, got me on the wheel. So
what team are we on?
Carboni.
Carbonis.
Now that I look at it more, this kind of gives me like this is giving me Steph team vibes. I'm freaking out a little. I'm freaking out a little bit. This is not. I don't like
I
this.
think this team's bad.
Okay, if you ask me personally,
Go
I
ahead.
think it's easily one of the top 3 worst teams. In
Oh,
D1.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Catcher Stacker.
This is one of the worst by far. I won't say who the others are just yet. This is definitely, in my opinion, this is the worst team in D1.
No, I agree. I 100% agree.
So you have Megalop with Mono Breaker Gengar. You have Cresselia, which can pressure no steel whatsoever.
Bro, I don't remember the last time I seen Griselda get drafted.
And drafted so high too.
Oh, your dark is fucking Guzzlord. Like, I don't know
That's
why.
better than it still being
dark.
Stakataka.
They're there. They're vibing, bro.
I
Guzzlord
don't know
is
why
my guy.
Yeah,
Can we just talk about the greatest Dragon Fairy Steel Core of all time? Comfy,
Yeah, Comfy double.
Pretty good.
You haven't seen the developed meta of Comfy WB?
Also, the Rotom-Mow, Moltres, Arachnid, Firewater, Grass,
That is
Mono,
fire.
That's fire in RU, bro. What you mean?
Yeah, that's the RU Demons.
Honestly, it's sad that one of his better Pokemon is 9-point Pilot Swine, but that's a demon.
Yo, that is my guy. Pillow is the
Pillow
4th best
Swine.
mon, actually 5th best mon on this team.
Come on, damn.
I'm literally seeing a
Pillow
mix of
Swine.
like
I hate
Mystery's
that.
team from last season and Slink's.
Bro, it lists everything.
Yeah, that's what
Pillow
it is.
Swine
Literally,
is-
it's half my team and half Slink's team from D3.
Yeah, that's
what
a
it
bad
is.
look. You said that's a bad look.
It's
Yeah,
the
he-
best
he
part
got
of
the
Slink's old
underper-
team and the worst part of Mystery's old team.
Underperformed. No, worst part. Hello, Pillow Swine was the goat. All right, do not disrespect
At least
him.
he has, good removers.
I mean, Comfey, Moltres, Rotom-Mow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but then the
Beautiful.
Rockers go from trying to trash a stack.
This is like the weirdest trick room / maybe webs / trash.
/ I don't fucking know what this is.
All,
I think he forgot we weren't a VGC league this season.
all I'm saying is he
What is that
chose to
supposed to
draft
mean?
This
He
is a
chose
pretty
to
heater VGC team.
Gengar over Latios,
Maybe.
Garchomp, Urshi, or Latios, Garchomp, Victini, Gliscor, Mew, practically any good Pokemon.
Any good Pokemon.
No, all I'm saying is, since I finally went, bro, it was so hard to prep for this team. Just I don't know what to expect. what am I supposed
This
to
is the most
expect?
ambiguous team in G1.
This team is
Like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
If Carboni brings the good heat like he did against Jake last season for playoffs, then I can see him,
You say he making
You bring a
playoffs?
good heat and
but
redrafting.
like looking at it,
You
the only
say he
thing is
making playoffs?
the only I know I said if he makes good like team prep like he did for Jake in playoffs last season. But the only standout is like Megalopunny Gengar's offense is cool because it hits both ends of the spectrum and it's fast.
Lob
That's
Gengar, and
kinda
that's
it.
it.
His bulk doesn't really like fit together. Comfey's bad this gen as like your only fairy, and I don't know.
Yeah, people
Comfey's
stupid
not
for
bad, it just
Comfey.
doesn't fit this team.
I don't like this team. I can't
draft Comfey so much. I don't understand. I mean, I get it because like our Shifu's out there, but like I don't know.
It's not bad.
People like draft Comfey so much. I've seen it so much lately, and I hate it with all of
Bro,
my.
listen, Comfey official demon FBL. All right, shout out
That's
to
very
Eon.
true. That is very true.
Shout out to Lamar.
Shout out to Lamar.
Okay, I don't know how many of you guys are basketball fans, but the New Orleans Pelicans are trading Drew Holiday to Milwaukee. I just want to say, fuck
What?
yes. Oh my fuck! Wait, I cut out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mr.
Pelicans are
Regan
trading
drafted
Drew
him.
Holiday to Milwaukee. Yes, fucking sir. Oh my god, I'm popping off right. I'm actually popping
You
off.
guys have made it. What are we at? Like 2 hours and 25 minutes into the video.
Like,
So
You
we
should
don't have a-
comment down below. Something about
What the fuck is
Man's
up, party people?
I have a New
I don't
Orleans team in FBO. I don't think we have a Milwaukee team either.
Yo,
What do you mean?
next
Milwaukee
season?
Bewares.
That was my
Bring
team,
it
bro.
back.
Fucking Wolfie Greg stole that from me. All right, anyway.
Anyways, on to the next team.
Eon.
so,
So
now what's the the
Eon
ladder
finally
for,
drafted a team that I don't think is horrible.
Wait, what about Carboni's ladder?
Oh,
we gotta
top.
get
I'm gonna
Carboni's.
say 5 and 6, bottom 2 and 9. This team sucks.
I'm just gonna say 0 and 11, honestly.
I think it's really bad, but I mean Carboni made finals. Like he should. I don't
He
know.
should
Yeah,
get a
like,
couple wins.
He had a Magirna. Like
That's fair. All right. Anyway, we're gonna move on to a team that doesn't suck completely.
I like this
Mega Gallade, Aegislash, Tapu Fini, Kyurem, Entei, Crocodile, Crobat, Electros, Cradilly, Marshtomp, and Jamal's favorite Thievul.
why did Eon
I
decide to
see.
do
No,
that?
let me talk first. I help him out. All right, listen. So I was surprised. I was genuinely shook when Eon said, I'm gonna make a plan. He PM'd me, said, "Yo, I'm making a plan." I'm like, huh? Am I reading this correctly? They put on my glasses? And then I see him start drafting because he didn't tell me. I'm like, don't tell me your plan. I won't tell you mine. So I saw him pick out. I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, okay, that's an Eon classic. That's our exercise. I'm like, wait, is this the same person? So I genuinely love Eon's team. Like I know most people say like Cradilly's a weird grass type, but like I was helping him out, and I thought it would like help. It would fit. I thought he would get away with Cradilly on the team
I
because like
think Cradilly is underrated. I agree.
yeah, I think it could work because like gives him another rocker. So then
Yeah,
you
my
know.
Daly would have been great last year if I didn't get fucking frozen. Yeah.
I think it's
Anyway.
fine on this team because he has good water resistance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
And
could
it-
like
He gets
Cradilly.
storm
I mean,
So-
water
Yeah.
resist. It gets fucking storm drain.
No,
So-
but like Cradilly gives him a rocker. Plus he has like good ground switchings and like Crobat, Electros. Plus
Amazing
Feeney's
fighting
bulky,
switch-ins, Aegis/, Tapu Fini, Crobat.
Crobat, like that's why I told him to get Cradilly. But like yeah, there's probably one of my favorite teams.
I was really
love
down
the
on
Ams
it at
team.
first, but then I really like looked at it and I think this team is good.
I think the only weird thing about it is like, to me, I guess the speed tiering's a little weird.
It is a little wonk because like you
It's
want to run. It's kind of
awkward.
like I could see Scarf Entei being like at least 6 times.
Crobat's not really a good offensive Pokemon most of the time.
You can't Scarf a
It's-
Mega Gallade.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of like gaps like
Like
between
Crocodile and
130,
Entei are going to be
110.
Scarf a lot. I could see that.
I think the
I
bulk
wish
is
he had a
annoying
little bit
enough
more-
to
I wish
justify
he had a
not
little
having
bit-
a lot of great speed, though.
That's
I
what I'm
wish
saying.
his mods, I wish he had a little bit more of like that Volt. I mean, he has U-turn Volt switch with Electros Corvette, but I wish he had like a little bit more into Gallade.
Yo, he got flip turn feet up.
No.
Well, I guess the thing is like I wish Entei, Arcanine, and like Cradilly could have just been a cheaper grass, but Cradilly's fine. As
I mean,
is.
that's fit, but like the recent, but like again, Cradilly gave him the rocker. That's why I thought it'd be fine.
Yeah,
Plus, I
'cause
didn't
it's
know
only
he's getting Marsh
rocker.
Stomp.
His only rockers are Crook and Marshtomp, and Crook doesn't want to run rocks all the time. And
Marsh
Marshtomp.
Stomp's ass. Anyway.
Whoa, let's not go that
Look how
far.
dumb he
Stop.
looks. All right,
Stop.
anyway,
Marsh
Jabbing
Stomp's
Marshtomp for
Marsh
no
Stomp's
reason.
garbage. Do you see how ugly it is?
We're jabbing this funny little man for no reason.
He's not funny. He ugly.
He is so funny. Look at his funny face.
That's not funny.
Literally,
How you
zoom in
say
on his
that's
funny
funny?
face and
How you
pose.
say
that's
that's funny? But
your
Chico's
I think
ugly.
he's hilarious. I would laugh at a Marshtomp if I saw him in real life. He's very
Bro, I
funny.
would punch Marsh Stomp in his face. But that's
You
not
are so
the point
mean.
of this video.
Whoa.
I'm choking Thievel out.
bro,
Hey,
Marshtomp looks like he
yo,
brings his
what's
lunch
wrong
from
with
home, bro. Like
people?
mom gives him a nice
Evil
package.
ass.
What's wrong with bringing your lunch from home?
Marshtomp is the kid that's hustling in the back on the football team, but he's trying his best.
Marshtomp's the
No,
kid that eats his
he's the
lunch
kid
in the
that
bathroom
runs to
with
like
no friends.
runs
Oh, he
runs to the
Naruto
lunchroom, bro. He is hauling ass.
You
He's like,
see Marshtomp in the Poke Aim thing? Like he actually Naruto runs. Are you kidding me? It's hilarious.
Anyway, I think his top is like I can honestly see him being a very fringe playoff team. Just I don't think he's a great battler, but his team's good. So I'll say his top is 7-4, and his floor is like 5 and 6, maybe 4 and 7, something like that. I don't know. I'm happy that he has a good team.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't throw away his whole team for Mew this season, so he actually has a chance at like
Any
succeeding.
evolutions or double eyes.
All right,
Exactly.
next up we
Players-
have the loser to Mystery Cool Dude in week 1, Harris. Would you like to say your team? No.
Wait, what?
Would you like to
It's your
say your
team.
team? It's your
I'm sorry, you lost me after Cool Dude.
Fuck you.
My team is Mew, Mega Scizor, Kamo, Thundurus, Incarnate, Toxapex, Zarude, Rhyperior, Kangaskhan, Clefairy, Grottle, and Gorbis.
Lunch money.
What? I forgot you ended up with Stu Grotto. Still getting low tick
Oh,
grass.
yes.
I see.
I have a
Anyway.
question for the dog. Could you guys
I'll let
actually
y'all
change
draft
his
the
sprite to the hand-drawn one we had in Chickerville.io?
I'll let y'all comment first.
Nah, hold up. Say your thought process.
My thought process, well, everyone knows I basically dropped my
Yeah, the entire
team.
team got dropped.
Yeah, you dropped
He said
11
he-
Pokemon at the end of the draft.
Yeah, and then I made some changes. So overall, I ended up getting Mew, which, I didn't want to use it initially, but I figured, okay,
Shout out to Eon.
I think I'm pretty good with Mew. I have quite a bit of
At least
experience.
you did
with
it
it.
after the draft.
And then I'm just like, all right, it gives me a bulky psychic, gives me a very versatile mon that can win just about any game, depending on the set you give it. And then I'm just like, Mega Scizor, that was my first round pick. Fuck Will. Anyway. And then Kamo, just decent utility, fire resistance for Scizor, gives me rocks, gives me a very versatile sweeper, gives me a good bulky Pokemon, stuff like that. Thunderous Eye gave me speed, breaker, good versus offense. Pex is good bulk, gives me one of the best T-Spikers in the game with Mega Scizor, and one of the best fire resistances in the game with Mega Scizor. Zarude kind of just felt complimented from my first 5, so it fit pretty naturally, especially considering how many Pokemon I had to punish U-turn, especially if T-spikes go up and stuff like that. Rhyperior is just a ground type. Flying resist, because Scizor doesn't resist flying, and Thundurus isn't the best flying check in the world, so it just fit naturally. Electric check, because my only electric switch-ins were Kamo and Zarude. Kangaskhan was a normal, dealt with ghosts and stuff like that. Fairy's the fairy, obviously, because not much else is good for cheap unless I want a fucking card bank, which I don't.
What's on
Grottle,
card?
you know what? I had to keep up the trend of low-tier grass, so but the third season in a row, the low-tier grass. First Sage, then Quilladin, and Leafeon, now Grottle's time to shine.
That won't come. That Grottle won't come.
And then
Gorbis money.
And then Gorbis is just there. I'm just like, okay, I may bring it for some.
It's okay. We know why it's there. Don't worry, Harris. I won't say.
No. Jamall knows why it's there.
I'll tell you after the video.
Anyway, your thoughts. Overall, I like my team.
I think it's a little top heavy. But
I'm hoping I do well with it.
I
don't think it's the greatest team to beat in D1.
I really like Thundurus Scizor. I actually think that's a really cool pairing. Mew helps a lot with I feel like it's gonna lean more defensive, but I mean you do have Scizor and Toxapex, but I think Mew just helps kind of whatever you really need for that week. I could see it being your 6 mon a lot, just kind of filling in whatever's needed. I don't like Zarude, but that's just a personal thing. I don't think it's bad. I mean, like I said, a little top heavy, but it could be a lot worse for dumping your whole team.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you have to consider that when talking about the team, but I also just this isn't me just shitting on Zarude to shit on it. I really hated on this team as a dark type. I wish this team had a better dark type.
Also, we didn't say it, but Carboni's dark type was what's the UB? Guzzlord, yeah, Big Guzz. Big Guzz. Anyway.
I mean, Zarude is there, but if Zarude goes down, this team I feel has trouble dealing with bulky water ground, water with ground coverage.
Yeah, I could see that. You don't really. Yeah, ground types are kind of tough for you to kill.
I think this team appreciates a knockoff spamming dark type a lot better than Zarude.
Yo, give me some Bishart. No, just kidding. You got the Scizor.
Bishart would make this team worse.
I'm joking. I said just kidding. Chill out.
I'm not even saying that you have. I don't even saying that you necessarily have options for what I'm talking about. I just don't really like it on this team. I like my guy Lunch Money though. He's very cool.
Yo, if you had a Clefable instead of that Clefairy, this team would be kind of popping.
I'm excited to see you use Kamo.
Yeah.
I think your bulk core is really cool.
Oh yeah, by the way, Jake sucked my dick. Fuck you for taking
Kamo, Pex, Rhyperior, and Scizor sound really fun together. So it looks annoying to prep for too. I can't wait.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Anyway, so unless anyone else wants to say anything, I can do my top and bottom.
I think I like his versatile walls. I love none of his walls are super passive, which I love.
It kind of reminds me of a cry of your team from last season, just a little bit.
I kind of got that vibe too. Well, maybe a little bit worse, but nothing.
That's what I meant. Just a little bit worse.
A little worse. Let's have Bustle to carry.
You know Buzzwole coming back. The Kamo is going.
The Kamo nigga sister get dropped. Unlucky.
I'm dropping the Scizor if that's the case.
he about to drop.
I'll drop the Mewtwo.
Buzzwole and get a better dark type.
I will drop the Scizor and Buzzwole. Because Buzzwole, when I draft it again, I will pick it up, carry another season.
He's like, oh, hold up.
Hold up.
He's like, I'm negative. I need to call up my guy. Boop, boop, boop. He got him on speed dial. He's like, hello, Buzzwole. You
honestly,
ready for that season?
Honestly, I'm dropping Buzzwole.
Come on aboard.
Honestly, I'm dropping Buzzwole I'm getting Buzzwole before I face Sky. Just because he has an Urshifu. I don't care.
Oh, hold up. That's a good idea. Thanks.
He's a good idea.
I'll take that. Hey, hold on. Let me take that.
Anyway, I think Harris is a good enough battler to where even if this team isn't amazing, I think 9-2 as a ceiling is still realistic. And my floor would be 7-4. I think this is a playoff team. Harris is definitely good enough as a battler, and I think the draft is good enough too. All right, and then Jake, you're up next. You want to read off your team?
Sure. So I got the Zygarde 50, Clefable, Megazard Y, Jirachi, Conkeldurr, Starmie, Silvally, Venusaur, Rampardos. I somehow have an Emolga and a Shelmet on this team.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
Your boy needs a Zapdos switch in, so.
Anyways.
So yeah, with this team, at least the thought process behind it, minor miscommunication on my part. going into the draft. So all of my draft plans died. So I had to make something on the fly. One of the draft plans I had initially was like a Dracovish Torn Rillaboom plan. But then that eventually turned into Zygarde. Was banking on Torn making it to me round 2. That did not happen. So I was like, oh, then I'll just go Mega Arrow. And then that went to pick right afterwards. So that was just like, okay, time to grab shit that's like best available. So initially the team had Rillaboom, Hawlucha, Mega Blastoise, and some other stuff. And while looking at it, I'm like, wow, I have a Zygarde and a team that uses grassy terrain that is weak to opposing grasses, that only has Lucha really to take that on. So I had an epiphany at work that like, oh yeah, Megazard Y is something I want to use, and pairs really well with Zygarde. So built around that, and having like a Dragon Fairy Steel of Clefable, Rachi, and Zygarde is great. And I'm actually really happy with how the team turned out, even with an Emolga and a Shelmet and a Rampardos on the team. I've done a couple of mocks. It's been pretty fun to build with.
I'm not a huge fan of it personally. It just looks like something I would never use in my life. So maybe I'm just like tilted against it. But I don't know. It feels. What do you want to say? Because I don't have a great opinion.
Funny enough, I actually like this. I think it would be pretty fun. I really like the first 4 Pokemon. I think they synergize pretty well because, like, if Clefable, like, of the Steel type or a Poison type switches into Clefable, you can just teleport out and get in Zygarde or Zarkrai pretty freely.
I think Starmie has to be here a lot and to wrap
and then Jirachi.
I think the team loses to opposing fire types a lot. Like, once Zygarde's gone, Starmie is the resist.
Well, there's like Zygarde, Starmie.
What you mean?
And whatever
Whatever
Silvally said.
I don't
you have a call of Silvally haters.
I hate Silvally as a crutch for everything. It just doesn't function that way when I've used it. But
I will say for me, it's done very well.
If you're good at using Silvally, then I suppose it'll work out all right.
My only problem with Jake using Silvally is what he nicknamed it, but you know.
Oh yeah, no, hell no.
That is an issue.
No, actually kill yourself for real.
But,
like,
whoa,
I
don't know. US?
There's something that something irks me about this.
I think I really want to see it in action before I like label it.
Yeah,
bad.
I don't want to fully judge it before I see it in action because the pieces are like halfway there in my mind.
There absolutely is something here, but there's something wrong. I don't know exactly.
I agree that you made it better after the changes for sure, but
I can see it work.
It's like I just had the words in my mouth, and now I can't think of what they were.
It just feels like a lot of mons are forced into certain roles. I think for me,
I need to see it in action. I think that
makes sense.
True.
I think Gironda has defensive rocks every week with U-turn.
Let's check in after week 4. You know, you have a battle versus Harris and Jamall. I kind of see like that.
The best, our probably best player in the league is fit enough to be creative with this very on the fly core of Pokemon.
I definitely get that, like, Starmie is heavily fucking pressured to be a spinner on this team. But I mean, like, Conk can fit Defog. I mean, it's not going to be like Defog most weeks at all. Silvally can be pretty much tailor-made to be a check / Defogger. So I'm not as too worried about those two. And it's like for defensive Rachi, like I could easily also just bring Silvally Steel. So like that can open that up. I think it's a good glue mod on the team that also kind of relieves pressure if I need it to in certain aspects.
I've seen people use Silvally, and like if you're good at using it, I guess if it has the right part.
I've never been a fan of Silvally, but if there's a team that it can work on, it could be this.
I don't plan on not using. So like Rampardos, Molga, I definitely will try to bring them some weeks.
Hold up, so you're saying you're using Showman?
Oh, easy.
Oh,
that's an Urshifu.
Well, if I lose to Shellman, I'm killing myself. All right, it's here on the
Urshifu.
Hey, it's got battle armor. You can't.
Hey, hold up, you're right.
You may have a point there.
Wait,
it doesn't matter.
I mean, Jake's the only person for winning matchup versus Kyle, so sure, I'll take it. Like.
Anyway, I think top for this team is. Probably.
I just feel like it's going to be the top 4 and then Starmie Silvally like almost every week, and it's.
I don't necessarily agree.
He can
It
fit
could just
Venusaur.
Venusaur and then Rampardos and Mulligan.
I think it's going to be top 8 a lot of the time, but that's the truth with most teams. So I'm not going to
Yeah.
give that as a
I mean,
knock.
sure. I just if
Especially with the next team.
well, then I feel like
I will say I have mocked Soneson, and I have beat that ass with Rampardos. So
Okay.
Look at Soneson. Look at his rock resist. That's not Dark Trio.
I mean, hey,
Or-
hold up.
or
At
Quag.
least you fight Matt for week 1.
Yeah.
And that team is man.
Rampardos.
We'll get there.
Just straight trash. Anyway.
We'll get there eventually. But yeah, go ahead. Say the
I'll go just because Jake's a really good battler. I'll give him like 10-1 at the top, but I think the team itself, I'll say I'm torn between 8-3 and 9-2. I'm gonna go 8-3 as the top and bottom 7-4. I think you're still like a good enough battler to make anything work, so it'll be fine.
Yay.
Let's move on to Jamall. Oh my god! Wow.
everybody's favorite D1
Everybody
champion.
loves Jamall.
Everyone's favorite black
Yo,
guy.
you see the last one though? All right, Jamall, read out your team.
Because I'm definitely the least favorite.
Read
Shout
out
out
your
to
read out
John
your team.
W.
Read out your team.
all right.
With Jamal, I'm waiting.
We got the miscommunication.
Yo, Jamal. Yo,
What?
Jamal. Yo, Jamal.
What?
I didn't hear the John W. shout out.
Yo, how good could I say? I got to say the team first. So, we got the miscommunication, Jargapo, Mega Marwell, Mandabuzz, Needle King, Rotom Heat, Mienshao, Blastoise, Galarian Arcana, Kuden, Munchlax, and then,
And the Mega Lopunny counter.
Oh, and also, Jamal, I just want to say before we start saying anything, I could not, I had Mienshao on my plan for, the entire, I changed my plan 8 million times, you can ask Mr. and Tristen, but I had Mienshao on there from the very beginning, and I was convinced no one would take it, and the very round right before, Jamal was like, Mienshao, I'm like, what? I was so
I didn't say I'm thinking it, but there's someone took Keytrend who didn't have it on their plan originally.
I don't know who that is.
That'd be Tristen.
Anyway,
No, it's not.
shout out to John W. So listen,
Shout out to the Fighting Resist
Nobody's
Munchlax.
going to take Mienshao. Nobody ever grabs Mienshao, and then just...
stop.
It's gone.
Now listen, here's the thought part. So listen,
This
you
is
can
why
ask Harris for confirmation, but literally the night before the draft, I was having a crisis. I'm like, bro, I don't know what the
I agree. I can tell from experience.
I hate my play. My plans, they were not hidden. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? So I'm like, all right, let me calm down. I know the first two. I gotta make them all. I'm like, everybody's like, get second still. So I'm like, all right, let me look at some. I'm like, okay, Heatran, that looks nice. Then I'm like, Needle King, Bronk, okay. And I'm like, Blastoise and Clee. And the one mon that I knew that I wanted for a fact was to try to get Galarian Arcana. Because, I gotta, personally, I think it got a little underpriced, but that's just me. Or at least it didn't deserve the disrespect it got. Shout out to Jake.
Sigilus is better.
Listen, okay, that's fine. You said FBL better, and that's cat. But that's not the point. So I'm like, okay, Heatran. Okay, I like the team with Heatran, Needle King, Blastoise. I was even trying to get Mandabuzz because I didn't want to be, standard as fuck.
I told you that.
In the round, I'm gonna get Heatran. I'm like, all right, it's time. Fucking Tristen picks. I'm like, I'm gonna go in my life. Then I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. Then, I was
Listen,
like,
you should have sent me the plan, man.
what you? I did it last second.
Well, you can't really be mad about that.
I did last second. Everyone's got plans that change. You can ask Jake.
Okay,
If it's any consolation, Jamal, I was thinking about taking Heatran there as well. That was initially on
If
my
it's
plan.
more consolation, I also thought about it for 3 seconds, but
Okay, what's wrong with y'all?
More consolation, I had it on there for
Zygarde, Rillaboom, Heatran's not bad. That's what I was trying to go for.
But he just doesn't get trapped multiple seasons, then all of a sudden it's the new phase. Bet anyway. But yeah, after that, I'm like, I'm getting Rotom Heat. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn gets taken by Will. I'm like, well, I don't know, dude. And then for some reason, Mandabuzz was still there, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm getting Mandabuzz. And after that, the team was amazing. I'm like, wait, I like the team now. Mandabuzz helping it out.
Just want to say, once I told Jamal to get Mandabuzz, he was.
Oh
the
yeah,
team was
I kind of enjoyed my team. So yeah, it went from a team that I didn't like, or a team that I loved, to a team that I was gonna hate if I got Ferrothorn, to a team I like.
I mean, the only thing I can say about it is like electric types that get any coverage kind of run, but that's about it.
Like Thunderous, I could see, other than like the Rotom Heat, but like yeah, Thunderous could kind of go in.
I just mean like you have Raikou and Scald,
Y'all
Humans get served.
commit to the true John W core. Drop that Mian Shell for Slowbro. Get a different water for Blastoise. Just saying.
Overall, it's not bad. I don't think it's as good as your team last year, but I mean,
nah,
Dragon Ball Mawile is fucking good, so we'll
Hard
see.
to beat Jamall's team last
It's
year.
broken.
That was really nice.
Nah, I don't like this team as much as my last season team, but at the same time, that's also because I'm using like Mega Mawile is completely different from the stills I like. Because obviously, you know, I usually have like a defensive one, like in like Scizor or
Registeel.
Yeah, I like love more bulky stills. With Mawile, it's more like it's more offensive. Like it could be kind of defensive.
It can
but, like,
take hits, but it's
it's
there for the 210 attack.
It's like my thing is I mainly wanted to get this team for fun since I won last season. I wanted to have a more fun team, and like even though I could have definitely got way better second to Goliath Arcuno, I want to use it because I want to test it out because it's literally one of my favorite.
I've never heard someone say
You want to prove it's better than Espeon.
Before.
Yeah, plus it's one of my favorite birds. Wait, wouldn't it?
I've never heard someone draft this type of core for fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
No one drafts this top 5.
Y'all gave me shit last season.
You want to win. Like,
okay, well,
This is what people plan to win tournaments with. This isn't for fun.
Okay.
I'm trying to tie Jake titles.
Monster are fun building with. I still want to try.
I have fun when I'm winning. I don't know about you guys, but
I'm saying,
I definitely have fun when I'm winning. Unless I'm Soneson.
I'm just saying, I saw Eon and fucking Robert get some crazy ass traps. I'm like, hold up. It's gonna look bad. It's gonna be a bad look if I don't get a good trap too. So that's why I good monster.
Shout out to Mega Bombus now.
No, good.
Yeah, whatever happened to that?
It's going to happen. Listen, it's still gonna happen.
Someone's gonna say
you have to pair it with Delphox next season when Slink wins a game. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
pair with Delphox next year.
Yeah, it's gonna have Weather Ball with Mega Bombus.
That is next year, isn't it?
How did he?
Do we make a big night
Anyway, did I already give my top and bottom? I don't remember.
No.
Shout out to Munchlax to go.
Pretty similar to the last two. I'd say somewhere in the 9-2 range. Bottom 7-4. I like these are pretty staple playoff teams to D2 or to D1. I'm not gonna, say any crazy shit. I think they're all gonna be in the playoffs. To someone who won't be, we'll go 0-11. We have James. Would you like to say your team?
Probably.
Just joking.
It's trash. We can move on.
No.
I got some criticisms for this.
Yep, there's a lot of criticism for this. I agree, Gary. Torrentee, Gliscor, Tapu Lele, Mega B, Helio, Incineroar, Registeel, Vaporeon, Sableye, Cutiefly, and Hippopotas.
Thought Patrol.
I will say, before criticisms begin, Torn's leaving this week. So.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Torn may be involved in a multi-layered deal involving many teams.
Oh my god, you're not getting Registeel. Shut the fuck up.
Damn.
Sorry, multi-people trade is.
Can we get a Can we do like 5-way trades?
Yeah, you can trade with the entire league. You just shuffle them on.
Yeah, can we just trade entire teams with each other? Anyways.
All right, criticism.
No, unfortunately.
Hey, I have to ask, why does your Dark just go from Incineroar to Cutiefly? Please tell me. I got to know.
This team is trash. Yeah, Sableye's right there. It's neutral.
Sableye is death butter. Like, that's what it is. Like,
Sableye is the Carboni special.
But James, what were you looking at when you were drafted?
I was looking at my 8 million teams that I built, all of them 100% different, and then I saw Torn was still there, and I was like, well, I love using Torn. Let's do this. And then my team kind of fell apart from there with points, and then I pieced together what I could after that.
James' plan consisted of a lot of Gliscor and Tapu Lele hanging out together, and then wanting wanting like 3 17 to 20 point mons, and then just wanting no low tiers.
See,
I was going through it.
You have besides the bottom 3, or I guess bottom 2 for some people, but the top 8, you have good minds. It's just where's the synergy? I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem, and I just like I know that there's something off too, because like when you just feel like something is off, that was like the biggest thing with this team, and I was trying to piece together stuff. And I want to point out I had the 8th pick. There was very limited things on what I wanted with the 8th pick.
Yeah, it's probably the worst spot, to be honest.
I wish you didn't take my glass score, but anyway. I'm not hurt. You are.
I'm not hurt.
I'm not hurt. You are.
But yeah, like you have good minds. There's just no synergy. Like I like Reggie still, Glide score and like Vaporeon. That's nice. But like outside of that, it's like.
I know. I'm figuring.
I think Lele Mega B is a cool offensive core because prevents the priority from hitting Beedrill.
Yeah.
Heliolisk is like super underrated. It will come to like most of your games and be good. I mean, it's not the best team, but I also don't think it's the worst.
That's what it was here. I guess you were saying Dark Resist. I was thinking Ghost. I was thinking another Ghost Resistant Heliolisk.
I remember it's a normal type this time.
I know your Ghost Resist very well, James.
I mean,
I'm quite acquainted with them.
I mean, if anything, the top 8 works, but this is a very matte draft.
I agree completely.
Like, if you did not tell me James drafted this, this definitely looks like Matt drafted
This is a mad-ass team.
I still think it's better than Matt drafted, yeah.
Okay, if it's a Matt team, then I pray that Gliscor doesn't go 08.
Well, James is looking.
Bro, James loves Gliscor. If that mon goes 0-8, I'm killing him. I can't. I went through too much like pain and struggle of so many draft plans for that thing to go 0-8.
We saw too many team plans come together and crumble with Gliscor for this mon to be shit.
Listen, as long as I don't see no ground with Gliscor again, it's fine.
Yeah, you got to run Earthquake every week, or at least like once a week.
I'm running Facade, Swords Dance, U-Turn.
No, bro, Choice Bandit.
Choice Band, Swords Dance, yes.
Yeah.
Who did that? Who ran the choice item and was like, I was expecting it to get knocked off, and he ran like the setup with it.
That was a thing.
I mean, as long as you don't pull like, what is it? Like a mat and like let your orb get knocked off or let your Gliscor get burned like 3 weeks in a row, yeah, you'll be fine.
I mean, I think I can make it work. I might honestly pull a James for the 2nd season in a row and do a team rehaul, but
after like a week.
No baton pass this time.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta.
Yeah, no baton pass, so I actually have to work. Damn.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to the week 11, of course. I think James' top is 7-4 if he makes changes soon and like plays really well. I think the floor is 4-7 and just his first season in D1 and kind of gets his footing somewhere.
If he gets a Dark Resist better than fucking Cutie Fly.
These are right there.
He's fine.
Better than Incineroar into Cutie Fly.
Incineroar's a fine Dark Resist.
Incineroar is a pretty good Dark Resist.
No, I get that, but if it goes down, I'm not trying to see Cutie Fly be in her.
Cutie Fly ain't coming to like any.
I have Reggie Steel. We're good. We're fine.
Right, we want to move on to Mr. 6-0ing Robert.
Mr. Broken Team.
Mr. Broken Top 3 once again, but
we allow this every season. Why do we always draft like dumbasses?
Last season kind of did the same thing. It was bad. That's all.
Yeah. Well, okay. I still think his team last year was much worse than this, but
no, this is better than his. It looks like he improved I can't speak. It looks like he improved upon the kind of style he was going for last season. Except last season no synergy, and this season his bulk actually has some, pieces fitting.
You know what would have been cool? Like if this team had webs. Oh my god, that'd be scary.
Yeah.
Don't give him ideas.
I mean, Naganadel, Urshifu Single Strike, Mega Gardevoir, Rotom Wash, Bronzong, Talonflame, my boy Mudsdale, Superior, Granbull, Type Null, Mr. Evis. How we feeling?
Why do you have to get Urshifu Single Strike?
Why do we let him get the first 2?
Why'd you guys let it fall to round 2?
No, that's.
Well, nobody ever drafts Nagel. They can see their Urshifu.
I literally told. The funny part is, like, the night before the draft, I was like, Harris, like, yo, what if I get Urshifu Single Strike? Come back up to me. He's like, it won't happen. It was close. Damn it.
Yeah. Honestly, I blame Mystery for taking a Nerf Coco over an Urshifu.
Huh? I didn't want Urshifu. I used Urshifu in like 2 other leagues. I was not picking it.
All right, you know what? Let's just blame Carboni. There we go.
Yeah, exactly. He picked Lopunny. He could have taken the Urshifu, and I could have taken
Let's
Lopunny.
just
We'd
blame
all been okay.
Carboni through the draft. It's his fault. There we go.
Thank you. No slander towards me. All right. Anyway, yeah, this team's much better than his one last season. I called it from the start. I want to say that I was the first one on that. His team was bad, and this one's a little bit better. I still think. I know he's 6-0 Robert, but I want to see him.
Robert did bring a Metagross, so
yeah, I want to see him beat Jamall like handily as well before I crown him.
Please tell my Urshifu switch and he winning. I'm bringing Cosmog that game. Why?
I've accepted my L versus Kyle.
I think he's just saying he wants this team to get a result against it.
I need to see someone that's not Robert.
Very close combat to whoop him.
Okay. What are Jamal's cards? Don't exist.
Look, I think you guys know what I mean. I want to see him play. I can't wait till I play him. I have some ideas already.
Listen, Kyle loves drafting this crazy offense, right? But
we always get hyped up, and
we got hyped up last season. This is better than last season. It does have Urshifu on it, which is a very good Pokemon. Can't take that away.
But let's calm the train. Let's pull the train back into station. Let's make sure everyone's on.
I need to see the actual train leave the station before the hype train goes nuts.
He was definitely very comfortable with it when he was building and playing with it.
I mean, that's fine. And I think if I'm wrong, I think there's a better chance that I'm wrong than I was last year. I was 100% confident that his team was bad. And
if you give him a good team that he's not comfortable with, he'll probably do okay. But if you give him a good team that he is comfortable with, he'll do really good. Simple as that.
Where are we getting the Cow didn't really have a good season last year when he made playoffs, but
he backed into playoffs. He backed into playoffs.
He was severely hacked out of 2 games.
Okay, but he still shouldn't have made it. He got a forfeit.
He made playoffs because 3 people stopped playing with 3
Tristen stopped playing, Kiwi stopped playing, a bunch of people. He could have been easily 9th place if people all finished out their season.
Oh, but he had massive matchup on Kiwi anyways. If anything, he didn't get the advantage.
That's not what I'm saying. That Kiwi was 7-0 and then stopped playing Pokemon.
He started playing games,
and so he didn't get to play in the playoffs because you guys just.
And I think I could have handily beat my last few opponents.
Yeah, Tristen was at one point 5-2.
I was really down, and I was in the bag last season at the end. I was not feeling myself. So that is my bad. I'm just saying, the playoff Kyle was a bit of a fluke.
Yeah, to call him a playoff team, I think is a little disingenuous because he backed into a playoff spot.
I mean, I don't think he got that spot because of the hacks on Carboni. Carboni was the person in front of him. That's the only thing I'm saying here.
No, I mean, look, he got a playoff spot, cool, but I'm just saying if people finish out their seasons, I think he's closer to to 9 than he is to.
Is that, he would have been above Carboni, but it was at that point where didn't both Carboni and Kyle kind of back into the 2 last spots to where
they were both 6 and 5. It really comes down to Tristen.
I mean, role reversal. I think if Kyle has Carboni's road to the playoffs, I think Jamall has a lot harder time in finals.
I don't disagree with that.
Because Kyle literally got Harris, the person he struggled versus, and that he did not have matchup versus.
And if we would have got the theoretical, I should have been, +1 more because I should have beat Matt.
And Robert. Robert hacks the shit out of Tristen. That game was horrible. He froze him on and dodged 4 focus plus. Yeah. Anyway, we can move on.
Season 9. This is the big season 10. So let's continue.
So I think Kyle has a really good team, and I think his ceiling is 10-1. But I also think his floor is a little bit lower at 7-4. We got to see it in action first.
Yeah, it's good rockers, good movers.
Yeah. So. All right, now to a team that I thought was really good at the start and then fell off a fucking cliff. Matt. We got Celesteela, Victini, Zerora, Mega Altaria, Scolipede, Swampert, Blissey, Passimian, Lurantis, Haunter, and Linoon.
What did you say to this man to get him to trade you Rillaboom?
What was that? That trade was horrible.
So that was the deal we had before the draft even happened. Because I wasn't planning on keeping Zeraora in the first place. I just didn't want to waste the free franchise. So initially, because I had a whole plan before Dragapult, is that I was going to trade him Zeraora for Torn. But because Dragapult was taken, I had to change my plan. It's do I take Torn now? Do I take Zygarde or I take Rillaboom? And it's just most likely one of them's not making it back to me. So I kind of banked on the idea that Mega Arrow would be there round 2. So it was like, okay, well, I'm going to take Zygarde, you draft Rillaboom, and I'll trade Zero Aura for it, and then I'll hopefully get Torn or Mega Arrow round 2, and that obviously didn't pan out. But he was totally for getting Zero Aura, because obviously it's full turn. But no, it wasn't a thing just like, oh, hey, I'll take that Rillaboom formula. It was a whole pre-planned thing.
I'm surprised. Didn't he have Torn last season? Couldn't he have franchised it?
So what?
Didn't he have Torn last season? He could have just franchised it.
That's the thing where it becomes weird because I had a free franchise on Zera and he wouldn't have a free franchise
Oh,
on
so he would have been at like 22 or whatever.
I have to take the fee or he holds on to it, and that's not fair to either of us.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay,
it's like, well, then you can take it with your first pick and then do that. But
okay. I mean,
either or, I think his team, I don't think it's as bad as you guys put it up to be. I mean, Celesteela, Mega Alt, Blissey, Swampert's going to be an annoying defensive core for
it
some
definitely
teams.
is better after the changes, but like,
I mean,
okay, but like, why did he? My thing is, why did he get a fucking Scorpio like round 5? No one's
yeah,
getting
and
the
Drifblim
Scorpio I
round
don't
7.
understand.
yeah, and I also don't understand his Dark being Galarian Lanoon, so there's that.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Where's That Dark?
I don't know. Matt had potential to make his team great. Kind of floundered it pretty hard. So
I mean, if this was baton pass legal, Scolipede would speed
Oh,
pass. And then,
absolutely.
yeah,
If this
Okay,
is
yeah,
Baton
great.
Pass legal,
no,
this
like,
shit's
it's
bad.
not. So that's why I'm saying, why did he get it? Why did he get? Like, even if he wanted, he could literally got that last round. No one looks at that mark.
it's a decent spike in T-Spiker for a lead, but like it's not like the team really is like offensive to really capitalize on that because it's much more of a
Yeah,
balance build,
that's-
much less of a Matt build, really.
and
He
Matt
did
got his
get Victini,
flagship
yeah.
Pokemon, Justinian.
Yeah, it's like his
True.
mascot at
Mick
this point.
Vick is here.
Okay.
This feels like he's gonna have a hard time keeping hazards off and forcing and Victini and Zera have to be the entire offense, and Victini's already gonna be
Yeah,
crippled
his
because he
hazard removal
has
is
such a
bad.
hard
That's
I'm
time.
looking
Looking at a Choice Band Swampert as the third
His-
offensive option.
His
here.
removers are literally Megaltari and Atlantis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
really
Like he
bad.
has
Hey, you saw the way
very
that just pulled
poor
up.
removers.
I would drop
And
Scolipede,
Victini
honestly. I
suffering.
really would.
Will better watch out.
Will ain't ready. Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely floundered a little bit in the mid rounds. Scolipede was too early. He drafted Drifblim in like round 7. Did not understand.
That was also a pick Drifblim was a pick that I was also taking. It was just then and there to like make sure that we had the right budget balance to trade without having to like.
I
Fuck
guess I
anything
get it
over.
if he's trading it, but it still felt early when he has other mons. He should try to be making sure.
We agreed to do it then, just on like the off chance that another terrain team was taking Drifblim, just
Okay.
because it's been fairly popular.
Fair enough. Yeah, I will say I think the top is 7 and 4, but I also think the floor is a little bit lower.
I mean, I think he
4
can
and
make
7.
changes if he drops Scolipede for.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the current team, but yeah, he definitely could make some changes to make this team better.
Yeah.
It's just definitely not a him team.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like a Matt team.
Yeah, it only has like 3 months that can, or 4.
So-
It's much fatter than like what he normally uses, and I definitely don't think he's very comfortable with fat.
I mean, I can tell that by the fact that he drafted Blissey. Like,
Yeah.
Well, that was also kind of partially my influence on Blissey.
I mean, I think Blissey is good this gen. Teleport, boost,
Yeah.
etc.
I think it fits the team, but I don't think it fits the player as much now in like hindsight.
Yeah. Same with
But
Selly.
if you can adapt to it, it's perfectly fine because like Swampert complements Selly back and forth very well, and Blissey giving Wish Pass to them, and as Altaria is kind of forced into a more defensive role to the defogger, I think that core is going to be very annoying to break. It's just whether or not Matt can have the know-how to use it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we can go
Who's
on
the next
to
team?
the champion of D1, of course. I'm gonna keep saying
So the
it.
worst thing
Can't even win D2, but talking big already.
You know what?
the best
Look,
the
if you
worst
don't
team
have
of D1.
confidence, then you're already setting yourself up for failure.
Getting
So
pity partied into D1.
So I would say
eat my
would
dick,
say
all right?
preseason
Suck my
cool.
cock. Anyway, we got Big Lando T, Charizard X, Tapu Koko, Keldeo, Tangrowth, unfortunately Skarmory, Uxie, Tentacruel, Audino, my boy Mudbray, fucking cutie, and Pawniard once again.
The real
Where's the
mascot.
Where's the Lucha for the Pokemon?
Yes, Mystery once again drafting a 1 point. You love to see it.
Fuck
Yo,
off.
at least he has a dark.
You know what? That's facts.
I couldn't fit everybody on the team. It's okay.
You want to explain the thought process?
So, I went back and forth on a lot of plans. I knew pretty much from the start I wanted to use Lando. Just a mon I haven't used a ton in draft, and I think it's really good.
Coco? You and Ace Orlando buddies.
Oh yeah. Woo.
Oh god.
I really wanted to use Infernape and Greninja, and then Infernape was taken. I got sniped. Tristen, James, pretty much everybody like in our kind of circle knows how much I got sniped. It was just continuous and constant.
Yeah, Mystery got sniped maybe like 6 or 7 times in the first 3 rounds.
It was just every mon I wanted kept getting taken off the board. So I had to improvise a lot. I went back to the Keldeo plan that I had a while ago with Zardex and Keldeo. So I kind of mixed like 2 plans together. I got Tangrowth, who I really wanted to use. I got Skarmory, unfortunately, because every other steal I wanted was taken. Uxie's cool. I really want to use Tentacruel, and Autono is here just to pass wishes. And then Mudbray's cute, so that's it.
What about the Pawniard?
Pawniard is just a meme because I drafted it like 2 seasons in a row.
And then Pawniard's your dark. I'd rather see you draft Absol at that point, honestly.
It's 2 points. Otherwise, I would have dropped it to 1, and I will pick it up right now, please. Anyway, so I don't know what you guys got, but I think it's not terrible. It's not like what I wanted exactly, but
it's not bad.
No, I enjoy the way your bulk balances with your offense. Like I said, like I said to you at least, I ended up liking your just the general like feel of the team by the time you're finished with it. I think it feels enough like you because you have that like big boy offense going on with the first 4, and you generally enjoy your mid-tier walls. Plus, you're getting to use Tangrowth, which it's a bit of a different mon for you, but you've used it before, and you like Tangrowth as a Pokemon, so I'm sure you'll love building with it.
That was pretty much my staple of my ladder teams was 5 offensive Pokemon.
I think Skarmory's better for your team than you're giving it credit for because it's one of your only hazard users, and it gives you access to removal, which is also a little lacking, but it can come on other mons. Landers doesn't generally appreciate being bulky, but it can work on this team depending on the matchup. I think T-Spikes will be fun with Tentacruel when you can get those set up. I don't necessarily hate the double water because I think they're pretty different. I don't know, I think Coco and then a slight electric weakness can be annoying here, but you have a couple good resists, and Lando's your ground, so I don't think this team will end up too bad.
I think it's not that the team super complements each other, but it's not like they are super hindering each other either. I don't want to be like rude and say the team's boring for my taste, but it's just I'm not fully seeing a lot of the synergy, but I do see that the team will work.
I mean, I kind of see the boring point because it's just a lot of mods that I've like very rarely used. Like Lando, I think I've used once. Charizard X, almost never. Coco, legitimately only once. So it's just a lot of mods I really wanted to try out and like use in a good league.
I will say though, like, it kind of gives you the same vibe of Jake's team, as in like this would be way better if it was Gen 7, because then you got the same thing. Imagine you had same moves: Lando, T, Coco, Keldeo. Okay,
this would be a heater Gen 7 team.
Exactly.
Minus the Pawniard.
I think this is one of your safer teams for sure.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know if Theo's still here. I can't look at Discord, but he's been railing on me enough for the fucking you don't draft defense. So this is the most defense I'm gonna get. All right. It's just not who I am as a player. I don't want to fucking.
I mean, I will say it's better than Steel type Kartana last season. Like
that's true.
Hey, Steel type was Fish Sharp. All right, fuck off. Anyway.
That's even worse.
Worse. That's worse.
But fucking James was insistent he needed Thought Patrol, so I took the better one, Mudbray. Look at him, he is cute.
Mudbray, cool. Anyway, that's the Shifu check, no cap?
Exactly, that's what I'm. Dude, I know. I've been doing some calcs. Trust me, he's coming to at least one game, and it's not Kyle, but I do have a game I want him to come to.
Upsetting me very much in call.
Huh?
So. Said he has been doing some calcs and upsetting me very much.
He's coming. Don't you worry. Somebody's getting the heater. Anyway, I won't really do my top and bottom. I'm hoping to make playoffs. That's just my goal.
I think that path is definitely available. I don't see this as a team that's like in relegation threat either. I think it's a very safe like 5-win minimum. I don't think it's going to blow the league out of the water either. But I wouldn't be surprised by like a 7-4, maybe even an 8-3 finish. But I definitely think somewhere probably around that 6 and 7 wins probably.
Yeah, I think 7-4 would be
Yeah, I
for me
mean,
would
and
be
Jake
awesome.
had me relegating last year, and I made finals, so it's all good.
Because I had no clue who was going to be good and bad in D2 last season.
D2 was super wide open.
Oh yeah, D2 was fun.
If Will didn't pop off, like James popped off and Will popped off, I mean, that wasn't exactly the strongest D2 ever, but I mean, they were really good.
I knew
so.
Will was popping off anyway.
Oh yeah, Will went crazy.
Yeah.
I knew he was popping off. I called it. I'm just saying.
You did.
Will's my boy.
Reggie Gang. Anyway. All right, so now if you want to look at the embodiment of my team last year, Robert, no defense.
This is the result of
Bullying.
so many years of.
Nah,
This is the result of.
No,
bullying.
Robert had the opposite case of Mystery. You know, Mystery gets bullied out, he gets no defense. Robert gets bullied for how much? They doesn't get no offense. So he said, "Fuck it."
No,
They
Robert
suck.
gets bullied for drafting offense and then bringing Lickitung stall.
Yeah, you draft a
Nah,
Cinderace
that's
and you
what
bring
I'm saying,
Lickitung more, I'm going to bully you and you deserve it. All
And
right?
God rewards him by giving him all the hacks in the world to win every
Yeah,
game.
why
he
does
needs.
God love him so much? Oh, man.
Yeah, God should not love Robert. He
Bro,
said he
Mr.
wanted
Robert
to kill
had that
people.
Freaky Friday.
Anyways.
They swapped with the draft.
No, sir.
Anyways, Chomp,
Nah, they
Mega
swapped
Weird to think of
Aerodactyl,
this team as
Infernape.
relegation threat.
Wait, what?
I mean, I think generally, I think a lot of people, especially like Robert himself, are expecting to relegate. And you look at this team, and it's not a team you'd think would do that.
I mean, the
Yeah, 'cause
offense
this
is
team is
crazy.
really
But
good.
like, dude, he's gonna get 6-0'd by like offense. If he does not have momentum from the start, he's going to lose.
The bulkiest Pokemon here is Sarina.
Garchomp.
Metagross.
I
And
mean,
That's
Garchomp.
not it. Anyways, read off the team.
Garchomp, Mega Aerodactyl, Infernape, Raikou, Primarina, Metagross, Serena, Drapion, Komala, my boy Reboot, and Illumise.
besides the bomb too, I love this team personally.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I actually really do.
I think it's one of the best teams in D1.
I agree.
Okay, I don't.
Because it's supposed to play like a bulky offense. You're not supposed to take hits. You're supposed to temporarily take these hits and dish them out with your offensive threats, which are literally your top, literally the embodiment of his top three.
I mean, yeah, but
I can
he has
understand
less
that.
defense than I've had in the past, and I don't
But,
care at all about
I
defense.
just think
Even Robert admitted that he doesn't entirely know how to use this, and that he's just drafting it because everyone keeps yelling at him.
he
for drafting
also.
offense and not
I've been talking to him. He said he wants to just learn new playstyle and get used to it.
I mean, that's completely fine. I understand. I don't think drafting this much offense is a terrible way to do it.
Well, even saying that, it's not like this team is super hyper offense. Almost every mod on this team has bulk.
It's more like bulky offense. Like Harry.
You can pivot, get momentum into his breakers and stuff like that. It's fine. That's what it does. But I think Robert's just not comfortable with just having pivots instead of just hard walls to just sit there.
I mean,
and force
you could tell he was uncomfortable in his match versus Kyle because
versus Kyle, he was just getting outplayed and
he played super safe. Most times.
You need to play aggressive with bulky offense, and he didn't do that.
Yeah,
I don't think itself is a bad team.
I can
but
see where you're coming from. I suppose. I like the T spikes as well from Drapion with the top 4. That'll be fun if he can get a hold of that.
Yeah, the top 4 in general is fucking.
The top 4 is really cool.
Garchomp, Mega Aerodactyl, Infernape, Raikou.
Yeah, Chomp and Infernape is cool off it.
Raikou got scalded for grounds.
I feel like they do a lot for each other. So.
And Infernape got scorched his hands.
Right.
It did. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's every fire type in existence got scorching sands for some reason.
Not Pacific one.
Don't bring that from my pecs, please.
Huh?
I hope he doesn't watch his video. Don't bring that from my pecs, please. Thank you.
I'll pay him to do it.
He's bringing the Raikou and he's bringing the Scorching Sands Inferno.
All right, so what I want to do is look at how Robert can still bring stall. So I'm thinking how Robert can bring stall. So I'm thinking sub-toxic Raikou. I'm thinking AV Metagross, sub-toxic Primarina, Dragontail Chomp, T-Spikes
defensive ape.
Yeah, defensive. Yeah, lead rocks ape, but it also has slack off. I mean, look, the defense is still there. He's not bringing offense.
All he has to do is
not play.
All he has to do is hack somebody with Mega Aerodactyl, and he can bring all the other 5 Pokemon defensive, and he can win the game. you know
it's
he
okay.
can pull it off too. So
He can bring Kamala stall. Simple. Like,
Dude, he didn't draft the Lickitung, and I was
Hold
really
up,
afraid. The way the
gonna
points were
bring
working out, and he
Kamala
didn't have a
the
normal
torn
type.
team check.
No, it's gonna be Lickitung all over again. He's gonna bring the Wish U-turn fucking Kamala.
Oh my god. Dear God,
Hey, at
please.
least that's more
Jesus
decent than the
Christ.
Lickitung. That's more
If the
decent than
Komala comes
Lickitung.
to more games than the Infernape, I will find where you live, alright? I'm just keeping it real.
he'll ask Amanda. She doesn't care anymore.
but yeah, I think Robert actually has a good team. Like, no, I don't think anyone by any means has like a free matchup versus him. He has good
No.
offensive threat.
I mean, but that's the nature of offense. Is like it's never easy. Like unless you have just perfect matchup, it's never going to be easy. But I don't know. I'm not as high as you guys are on this
I
team.
need to. Yeah, same here. I need to see some.
Especially
results.
losing 6-0.
It's a
Okay,
good
I
can
team, but
understand
it's
that
not
against
for the
Kyle.
player.
I was about to say, what again?
And I
You
understand.
say to yourself, this
He's
team loses
still
to other
getting used to the
HOs, so-
team. He's
Yeah,
still-
because he faced a Noggin and Mega Card and literally in the steel type, so he's getting used
Yeah.
to it.
I guess.
I get it. I get that he's getting used to it, and I am interested to see whether or not he finds his footing.
I don't know. If he
Yeah,
loses
I
to
think if he finds
loses
his
to
footing, he'll be a
fucking
threat.
James, then it's
Yeah,
gonna.
because he played someone week 1.
Wait,
He's
what?
both the offenses their premier style. So
I said if he loses to James next week, I mean he has Matt and Carboni after that, but then the schedule kind of heats up a little bit, so there's really not going to be a whole lot of time to catch up on record. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, you guys can do the top and bottom for this. My top is 6 and 5. I'm not a huge believer in it, but you guys can do
my
yours.
top is
I'd say 6 and 5 is fair.
Yeah, I think that's.
yeah, I think
that's
six,
fair. Whether you think he's gonna find his, and I think
I
that's
think-
fair.
I
Whether
think-
you think it's the team problem or whether Robert's the problem.
I think
So
6 and
it's gonna
5
be
is
one or the
his
other.
top, and
At
I
least for
think
this
his
season.
bottom is like I don't fucking
2 and
know,
9.
like maybe 2-9, 3-8, something like that.
If it just does not go well at all, yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. All right, and Tristan, so you're up. You want to talk about your team?
We're going in. Okay. So I have Zapdos, Galar, Heatran, Mega Venusaur, Grimmsnarl, Milotic, Spectrier, Gligar, Mesprit, Regieleki, and my 2 bench warmers, Dottler and Wormadam.
Yo,
They are
But
hanging
then a
out
bench warmer
on
now.
the sidelines for this season, but it's okay. They'll. I'm gonna try to bring each of them once. Don't you
bro,
worry.
I had to ask Tristan who Dottler was. I had no idea who that was. Like,
He did. When I drafted it, we were in call. He's like, "Who is Dottler?"
No way.
Who's Dottler?
Like, it gets webs. He's like, "But what is it?"
I'm like, what's a Dottler?
no, I legit asked. I'm like, I don't know what this Pokemon. He's like, it's the pre-evolved form of Orbeal. I'm like, oh hell no, it's not. That does not
So
look like
I know
Orbeal.
Urshifu was still on the board when I got Zapdos, and I kind of thought about it a little bit, but I really wanted to try Zapdos this season because I honestly think it looks really fun. And so I grabbed that, and I was already in my plans. I was thinking Zapdos, I was thinking Mega Venusaur. I had a couple other mons on there. I shifted a lot of stuff around. I had a 7-point mon I didn't want, so I buffed a few Pokemon on my team, like kind of right before the draft. That's when I ended up with the Heatran snipe on like 4 different people, apparently. So then I have that with the Mega Venusaur and my Milotic. I just wanted to pair some fat together to help my
Firewater
Zapdos.
Grass
And I
is
was all
insane.
about the new mons this season because I grabbed the very underrated Spectrier and Regieleki.
9 points.
Yeah, I saw 13 points. That's mine. 9 points. That's mine. Put it on the team.
All by ground types? That's mine.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyway,
All by ground types? That's mine.
I did get sniped on Crocodile in the middle of the draft when Eon picked it up. That was unfortunate, but I ended up finding a pretty decent replacement for what I have left. I got Grimmsnarl. It's not what I wanted, but I'm excited to try it out. So we'll see where that goes.
This
I wish it
team
got
is
knocked
super
off, but other
hit.
I
than
mean, the
that-
first thing I can say, just having to prep against this team week 1, is that other than Zapdos, it's just all special. It feels like Grimmsnarl's there, but I'm not big on Grimmsnarl's
That's
breaking
fair.
ability, honestly.
You sleep.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I'm gonna keep sleeping.
Also, Mesprit right there.
Mesprit's not breaking shit either. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it leaves extremely special. That's all I can really
I
say.
mean, I really like this team for Tristan. It's probably one of his better teams he drafted. Although
I
cool.
do
I will
draft
say
weird teams. This is one of
I
my
will
most
say it.
conventional
Don't like.
teams.
There is no rock resist on this team.
that's
but,
what I
like,
was gonna say. That's my main gripe with it. Like the
Yeah,
rock
I didn't necessarily
resist.
want
So
Gliger as a ground, but there weren't any other low tier grounds besides like Pillow-Swine. That's not a rock resist
Bruh.
either. So.
Pillow-Swine's great.
It's not a rock resist. That's not. I
And-
didn't say it was
Yeah.
bad.
Like you have no rock resist, but at the same time though, you do got like nice Pokemons like Mega Venusaur, Milotic, and
I
Vesper.
think
You
Pokemon,
even have Screen.
Yeah, I think my walls are better blanket checks than like specific typing resists.
Yeah.
BRB, I'm gonna run some Rampardos calcs.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, Rampardo's coming, bro.
I think most of my Pokemon have something for rock types as well.
Damn. If
You
someone
know, I
kept
have a
the
fighting, a steel, a grass, a water.
I could say like
All I'm
Lycanroc,
saying is, if someone has
Lycanroc and an
Riolu,
SD.
though, you would have got 6-0'd by it. No cap.
I mean, I was just making fun of it, but I think what's cool too is that he has kind of blanket check mons like defensively, and then
Milotic.
I think Grimmsnarl in general like just helps with all of that because I mean you just set up screens immediately, you're taking things better.
I was gonna say I like Screen Switcher's team because it allows Galarian Zapdos not to be like choice some leagues. Like you can run agility bulk up
Mhm.
more often.
I'm looking for Regieleki. I think that mon's super undervalued. I was not a believer at first.
I'm
but-
very excited to use Regieleki.
That
That was one of my
9
favorite new picks. I was fiending looking for it on the thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
It's not the most conventional
this
team
team's
ever, but I've also seen much
well-rounded.
worse.
I
so-
think it's a good team.
It's not as much of a me team, but I like to think I can pride myself on using pretty much anything. So
I just say the versatility though on the team is pretty limited.
Oh, that's true.
mhm.
what do you mean by that?
Well, like Spectrier and Regieleki do one thing. Zapdos kind of maybe does two things.
My loaded.
I would,
It's like-
yeah,
yeah.
Mesprit and Grimmsnarl are like the main versatility.
That's the
mons.
thing though. It's just
I mean,
them.
I mean,
Yeah.
Heatran too. To be fair,
Like
But,
the
like,
versatility in the team mainly is what choice items some mods are going to have.
That's fair. No, what you
And
mean? Offensive
also-
Mega Venusaur.
I'm not a.
I think with the same point of that is like, I mean, he has great 2 speed tiers, and then after that, it
Yeah.
just falls off a cliff. Like,
Yeah,
No,
I
like,
don't-
I'm not doubting the
Darren-
bull core. The bull core is very good, but like in terms of offensive versatility, it's pretty predictable.
That's
And
fair. I think it's.
I've said this before.
I'll see if it's
not-
good enough to get me by though.
Not a fan of Mesprit as a psychic. I just think it always tries to do too many things at once, and it's not particularly great at doing them. Like I think it's.
I don't think it's a particularly amazing in anything.
like as an offensive Pokemon, it's kind of mid. As a defensive Pokemon, it's also pretty mid, but like it's just decent at what it does. But it can work for this team, I think.
The
It's
biggest
not
thing
bad.
where I think the team finds offensive success is just with through Regieleki and Spectre is having to play aggressively to try to capitalize on the Ghosts, Dark, or Browns once switch in on those two. And all you do is like Zapdos to take on the Darks and Normals for Spectre. You have the Bolt Core really to kind of punish Grounds. So there's not like that much momentum gain, I feel, for Regieleki. So I'm curious to see how successful the team is, but I will say I'm on the more doubtful side.
Okay, I think that's fair. My top would be, if everything goes right, I could see 7-4, maybe 8-3 if he just gets like very, if like Spectrier kind of pops off. I mean, maybe I guess 7-4 would be like my top, and then floor 5-6. I think it's kind of same range as me, somewhere around there. And then yeah, we have one team left. Will, we are finally towards the end. We got the D2 goat from last year. She lost me. Diancie Mega, Hydreigon, Zapdos, Ferrothorn, Nidoqueen, Barraskewda, Jellicent, Magmortar, Lickitung, unfortunately, Mr. Mime, Galar, and Volbeat.
All right. So if you ignore the bottom three and the Barraskewda, this team's easy. If I'm being honest, like
He's got an obsession with Barraskewda. That's all I'm gonna say.
Barraskewda literally doesn't help his team move at all outside of speed. That's all it does. Like you could have done anything else over Barraskewda.
I mean, the team
That's
needs a
bad.
physical breaker.
Yeah,
I mean,
it gives
yeah,
him speed. It
but, like,
gives
I'm
him,
pretty
like
sure
Jake said,
better-
physical breaker.
Faster physical breakers than Barraskewda. Like,
Sure, but Barraskewda's heat.
all right.
When is anyone ever going to draft Barraskewda that's not on rain?
No.
Props to him.
Noah in season 8.
I was
Fucking
about to say, didn't Noah have better skill?
yeah, he beat
Did
me
it do
with it
anything?
because I had nothing for water, and he had close combat, so it took out my only water check in Ferrothorn.
But
I mean, his top 3 are Nido Queen. I like it. I mean, he's
It's just
definitely
he was
creative.
standard bulky offense. Like
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, it's like
it's a very solid top core.
you know. I appreciate Will. You know, for last season got my boy Raced in. This season got my boy Night Mortar. Yes, sir. Man of culture, I can say.
and look at them.
Dude, this dude sniped me like 80 times during this fucking draft. It was just constant. We wanted the same shit, and he was just getting it before me. So
It was like hydrated, Mega DNC here.
yeah, I don't know. You know what, Will? I'm gonna have to pay you back. You know, we play week 3. I'm looking forward to it, but overall, I don't think the team's bad. It's kind of, you know, like you guys said before, it's just bulky offense. Hydreigon Diancie should do some work, and
Although, wait, I just realized I love how the psychic type is his mascot.
Mr. Mai, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, his
the
draft thing
problem?
too when he picked it up, like there's only a few moments in sports history like this, and that whole fucking spiel, that shit was funny.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he has the fighting checks to justify it. So
Yeah.
Overall, I mean, pretty solid team. I still think he'll be in the range like me, Tristen, that kind of thing. 7-4, 5-6 kind of floor ceiling. I mean, look, there's got to be teams that are bad, but I'm not sure who it is yet. I really don't know.
I think we have 3 definitive tiers in D1. I think you've got Harris, Jamall, Kyle, and I as top 4, probably just, and then you've got Carboni and Matt kind of in their own tier at the bottom, and then you have everyone else in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, you could even say Carboni's team is in its own tier of its own. But like, I think it. When you put it in that perspective, I think everyone generally is expecting Harris, Jamall, Kyle, and I to make playoffs.
Yeah,
and then those last 2 spots are pretty much open for anyone else in D1.
Listen, I'm not making playoffs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, with that team.
okay.
This I already told Mega Mall going negative. Y'all don't believe
The
me.
last 2 spots besides those 4 would be like Eon, James, me, Robert, and Tristen kind of thing.
Yeah, I think Eon can make the upset.
Eon, yeah, I forget Eon. Yeah,
Although,
that's
you know
tough.
what just hit me about Carboni's team? It just hit me when Jake pointed out that could be its own tier. There's an ace team. That's why it looks so strange. It's an ace team, bro.
Holy shit, you're right.
It has Moltres, which he likes, right? It got Gengar too, you know, a good mon he likes. Then it has like all these weird mons that like Stalkataka, right? And then hold on, how did that not just hit? How did that not connect until now?
Yeah, him and Carboni got a switch though.
Team shakes, and I hate looking at it. So
yeah, it's pretty bad. But who knows? You know what? He made finals, so let's see if he can, you know, try to.
I really should have listened to Will and brought Rapid Spin. I'm sad.
All right, well, I think we're gonna end it off there. We've been going for like 3 fucking hours, so it's been a minute. I think you know, anyone else want to say anything real quick?
I'm not winning.
I'm good.
See you later, party people.
All right, fuck you.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives do matter. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't done so. And as always, I'm gonna win.